Welcome to Bronn. Hello, everybody. Hello, session 0 out with a big bang. The Bronn introduction seems to have done very well with the audience, so for now I shall consider that a resounding beginning. Yes, yes, indeed. Very good, very good. All right. So, without further ado, I'm to let everyone know that I'm unmuting. And that we're going here. It's time. There we go.
And
hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's everyone doing today?
Brett!
Hello! Jesus Christ. I see someone's got some light. Yeah, someone's got some light in them. How's it going?
That's some holy power right there.
That's some,
Oh, God.
that's some holy power right
Oh, you
there.
see, it was only I. God!
Oh, wait, what? Wait, you're actually gonna be playing God as your main character?
Tom,
Now that you
God
mention
is
it,
my
I kind
character.
of want to name my character just God.
Just
Hey,
God?
Tom, you read the words backward.
Godfrey. Call me God for short.
Yeah.
Tom, hey, Tom, I'm sorry, you read the script backwards, so the words are the other way around.
Dog.
You're a dog. Level 1.
You're a dog.
You're a dog, dude.
Damn. A dog paladin.
Yeah, it was dog RP, not God RP.
Damn it.
There you go.
Very excited for this campaign. I'm surrounded by extremely talented individuals, so this is gonna be a good time. Where's Summer? Summer, what are you doing?
Here.
Oh, hi. I saw the
I'm
mute,
here.
and I thought you
Yeah.
stepped away.
Summer!
Summer. Wait, what the fuck?
That was summer, dude.
That was Summer. Holy shit.
Wow.
Summer's ready to go.
What range?
Let me get some things adjusted here.
Go
make
ahead and adjust your things, man.
Yo, thanks.
Yeah!
Man.
You adjust those, man.
Good seeing everyone again. Everyone here, and I know everybody here. So it's very exciting that I'm not having to meet brand new people and be like, "Hello, yes, I'm the DM. Hi, how's it going?" It's gonna be good, I promise.
Do your little robot dance. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Welcome to D&D.
This is D&D.
Hello.
Welcome to D&D.
D&D.
Press
D-
1 if you
Mid.
have played before. Press 2 if you are hopeless.
That's me. That's me.
Plus
All
three.
I don't think I've heard anyone say D&D.
D&D. Yeah,
D&D.
D&D.
Yeah, it's dynamite.
That's the worst when you're trying to find stuff D&D. You put DND or you put D and then the and symbol in D, and you get different results for both, but still Dungeons and Dragons content. And it's like, Gotta
put that in my meta information. Absolutely awful. Well, let's get some paperwork out of the way, I suppose. Is that how you say it? Some busy work out of the way. First and foremost, hello, welcome. This is the session 0 of the table read of the Bronn campaign. We're gonna read through the entire campaign in this session and then act it out.
Oh, let me get my script.
Yeah.
I'll be taking the role of God.
Yes. Flips script upside
yes! Guard number 1. I'm so happy.
That's the last time I'm gonna use that joke. It's gonna get old very quickly.
down. No, it's all good. It's all good. Have you guys thought a little bit about which classes that you want to play? Since I do understand. Yeah. Ooh, okay.
We have a wide variety of choices.
Yes, you have
Look at all these oaths.
yeah, you have so many choices in the Bronn campaign. Looks at the 2 bullet points.
It's the guy like sweating, looking at 2 buttons, and it's cleric and paladin.
Yep. That's
Then you just
why.
had a multi-class. You just hit
Have
both.
you seen that? Have you seen that crow where it's like the crow doing stand up and it looks down at the paper and is sweating on stage?
Oh god.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'll
boo!
find
Get new
it.
material. The crow looks down as the same joke on every card.
Oh no.
It's so-
That's
So cute.
that's why that's why my first sentence to like each and every one of you, like my first elevator pitch specifically. Oh, I love that. Get better material. I especially like the call with the double underline.
You know that's serious, yeah.
For the emphasis.
Well, that's why my quote unquote elevator pitch for the campaign was literally just like, all right, you're gonna peek behind the curtain and just it's like, hey, do you want to do this game? You can only be a cleric or paladin, and you're probably gonna be following around like a main character in the party. You guys cool with this? Is everyone cool with this? It's like, all right, people are cool with this. Let's fucking go.
I tested the waters of how far we can go, asked if we can multi-class outside of paladin cleric, got denied.
I felt bad immediately because it was just like, oh man. But I was like, I did warn everyone though.
Because it's the first question we asked about the game, and it's a no immediately.
I legitimately, like, I asked, like, what classes? You're like, cleric and paladin only, and I watched this fizz band slip from my hand and clatter to the ground in slow motion. It booms as a single tear ran down my face.
Yeah, Monty was like, what about Divine Soul? And I was like, cleric or paladin? Only cleric or paladin. Yeah. Divine Soul's pretty fun though. I actually have. It
is, yeah.
I have.
I like NPC RP.
When Snuffy gets back, who's one of our players in Ultra Ballad, she's been out for the first 2 sessions. She chose favorite soul sorcerer, so that's gonna be fun for her. Hopefully, or fingers crossed. I don't know. They're still level 1, but having a good time. It seems like.
I'm also like the other one that's good is the Warlock too. Celestial Warlock's also quite fun.
Ooh, is there a divine warlock?
Yeah, Celestial Soul Warlock. Sorry, I have an apple in my mouth. Celestial Patron Warlock.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Like, I don't know why I haven't even considered that, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
They've been really nice about like sprinkling in some really nice, like, kind of more, you know, varieties, especially when like Warlock, because when you think Warlock, it's like, ooh, grim, whatever. And no, like, no, you got this healing Warlock.
No.
The Archfey one is also really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all. I'm very excited because I also have 2 DMs who are going to be in this party. So DMing DMs once again. It's gonna be fun because
well.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for actually, Brett.
Oh, she's gonna do that, and I'm gonna shit my pants, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, did I do that wrong?
Actually, in the player's handbook on page 300, you'll find that it says that I win.
Oh no!
The best is when someone does that, where they're like, "You did this wrong," and I literally like, "Here's the page, go read," and I'm like. Go away.
I had a player who was like that, who wasn't a DM but read the player's handbook in 3.0 religiously. So it literally was just like, that's not how that works, and you can find it on this page. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
I always do it like, hey, like, this is what it says. Is that your intention? And if DMs are like, no, actually, I want to run it like this, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Good job.
But
Monty,
that's a much better way to go about it as opposed to being actually.
Yeah. Monty, the diplomatic DM. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Meanwhile, SciFri will correct me and then be like, get owned.
Get owned.
Fucking get owned.
A pillar just grows underneath him and he rises like 5 more feet in the air.
Jesus.
I'll feel the last nation just be passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but okay.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, that's not the rule. But
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, the right way to do it is this, but you can do it the wrong way. I've never done it the wrong way before.
You're just sitting there like, nobody ever told me it's the wrong way.
Yeah.
God damn it, eating food is not smart right now.
Good shit.
Gonna be a lot of laughing.
I got an apple in my nose. Jesus.
No. Oh my fucking god. I do have a rules lawyer channel in my Discord, so if chat would like to do a rule correction and nobody catches it here, they can go into that channel and then they can go ahead and do that. And I do read through it. I always make the joke, the rules lawyers go there, and then I go, yep, here's the room, and then I lock the door and I leave him there and I laugh
Pour the
evilly.
gasoline out and you run.
Yeah, exactly. And I was, of course, I was joking because I literally made a channel specifically for people to feel like their voice could be heard. And I've had a couple of people already who's like, well, Brett's Brett doesn't listen to rule corrections because he has a rules lawyer channel. He ignores. And I'm like, no, that was a joke. That is a joke. I promise you, I do read through that channel. There's a little bit of anxiety to that channel, but I do read through it because I'll go to the IO Discord and I'll see the rules lawyer channel is lit up and I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do,
What did I do this
now?
time?
Yeah, exactly.
As long as I've known you, you've been very receptive to feedback, which is really nice.
Is it
absolutely.
one of those channels where like people kind of like sort of like pitch out the rules lawyer thing and then like other people give like justification as to why you did it that way?
No, so the rules lawyer channel, it's just because I don't remember the nitty gritty, and I tend to be kind of like, are we cool if we do it this way and let's move it along kind of deal, and so we can keep the flow of the game going. But instead of chat telling me in chat, be like, hey, you did that wrong, I go to the rules lawyer's channel and I'll look at it later. And so there's been a lot of like really cool, interesting things that I've learned about from like little nitty gritty rules because because of that rules lawyer channel. And it literally is just like, this is all it is, and some of our expert rule lawyers will just be like, this is how this is supposed to work. So like, for example, I think there was one with like opportunity attacks in fog because no one has visual range, so you can attack someone but you can't actually opportunity attack because you don't have sight, and you specifically need sight of the character for the opportunity attack. So like, oh, that's very interesting. I wouldn't have thought of it that way. So just like little nitty gritty things like that. So I specifically read that, but I do have suggestion channels for like if people would like to like pitch out like different rules and things like that, but that's not the rules lawyers. The rules lawyers is specifically to own me essentially and be like,
I was about to say that like that given the way you kind of described how it works, it seems like you kind of taken the negative connotation away from rules lawyering.
Oh yeah. I specifically wanted there to be a voice for people that want to correct me because chat's not the right it's not the right place to do it.
Right. In a session.
Yeah. And then I'll just because then I'll be like doing that. Oh, go on. Yeah, sorry, Monty.
Oh, I was gonna say the way I do it, and this is just like what I've kind of learned is like if I make a wrong call in a game and it's at the player's expense, then in that moment I have to fix it.
Right.
Basically, if it's a rule call that would be at the player's expense, then I have to fix it there and now.
Oh yeah.
But if it's something, it's like the invisibility thing. Like it's like, oh, I opportunity attack, you're invisible, and they're like, I don't think that's how that works. Then I can't be like, no, it's gonna attack you. We'll get to it later. I would be like, oh, that would be an attack for you. I'm gonna go look it up. But if it's like something for my character where they're like, oh, I want to opportunity attack your invisible character, and I don't know in that moment, I'd be like, okay, I'll let you attack it, and then I'll fix it later. So I always go in favor of
if
the
a player, if a player voices out and is like, I don't think that's how that works, I'll check it right there because but if we're all like just kind of going along with it and moving on at that point, and I don't see anything that's blurred out in chat, because if I really fuck up a call, I mean, rules lawyer channel or not, chat will literally be like, that's not how it's supposed to go. That's shit. And it's like, and then I'm like, be like, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Everyone, chat is panicking at that point, and I'm just like, oh god, I gotta hurry. I gotta be careful with this.
Come at you like a hive mind.
Yeah,
there is a time and place to crack out that rule book and open it
Absolutely.
up.
Me who just corrects Brett mid-session.
Summer's very knowledgeable, and that's I appreciate knowledgeable players, because I'm not going to be one person that's going to be like, well, I'll be like, all right.
I am the index of D&D.
What do you get advantage on when you rage? Strength and strength saves. Do it. Fucking get it. What happens when you're paralyzed? You fail dex saves. You auto fail dex saves. Hit him with the fireball.
And I'm just there going, nodders. That sounds good. That sounds pretty sweet, So I'm just here to give you things to give you challenges, but I am not rooting for you to fail, as some DMs are. But all professional DMs, I feel like, are not rooting for their players to fail. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing that.
For me.
Oh, that's right. SciFri.
Hi, BrettUltimus Twitch chat.
I win.
SciFri does not speak for us, and should not listen.
No, SciFri speaks for himself, and he literally is, except me. And I'm like, all right, SciFri, the player's enemy. Okay. Sounds good.
By the end of this campaign, me or SciFri are gonna kill each other. It's gonna happen.
I mean, that's
True.
It's gonna happen. One of us is gonna die. It's gonna be the other one's fault.
Well, I'll do my best to diffuse that with a bit of comedy.
So, God damn it. Because this campaign is about the tales of Bronn, who has been a character of Lawman for, I think Lawman pointed out almost 3 years or over 3 years now.
It's around there, dude. It's
wild.
a long time. It's my first ever D&D experience.
Wow.
Yeah, so Bronn, there's been some story elements. For those that haven't watched All King, I highly recommend you do. You are missing out. I think the All King finale is probably one of the most talked about finales in IO specifically. It's literally a 6-session campaign. Do yourself a favor and watch it. And this is essentially the other side of the All King storyline, where it kind of branched off following, like all the other characters. And this is the branch further down the line of what's been going on with Bronn. So,
Brett, I have a confession to make.
Yes, SciFri.
I've never sat through an entire IO session. I've read wiki
That's
articles and watched clips.
That's fine.
And that's it.
That's fine.
I can't fucking believe you, dude.
I don't watch other people's D&D content, and it's nothing negative.
Yeah.
It's just I don't have the attention span to watch I want to DM it. I don't want to watch it or play it.
Brett
Brett
does not watch the Expendables over
Shut
on our channel.
I'll tell you right now, Misdemeanor is what I listen to at the gym.
Oh, that's sweet. That's super sweet.
I'm right before the season 1 finale.
That's super fucking sweet. I really appreciate that.
I always podcast when I'm doing work and stuff. Yeah,
I appreciate that a lot. I mean, all it is just like I get it. I also like, people are like, Critical Role. I'm like, I don't watch it. I kudos to them. It sounds like they're doing a good job, but I don't.
The more you know in the space, the more there is, and it starts to stack up to the point where if you were to watch every one of your friends' campaigns, it would be 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, like 12 hours a fucking week.
Yeah.
It's like it's like that statistic on YouTube where if you tried to watch every YouTube video, like ever, for every hour you watch, you fall 2 weeks behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That statistic keeps getting worse and worse too, doesn't it? Like, my God, it's just wild. But so yeah, it's SciFri. I forgive you. You don't have to watch a single IO campaign, and we can still be friends.
We got it.
Well,
he doesn't know, Brett. Then he won't know. They won't know.
Well, that's the beauty. That's sort of the beauty of it, right? It's the fact that as players in this living world, that you kind of don't want to know what's going on with everybody else. You know what I mean? You kind of want to let that shit be the surprise, and then when you're meeting with other players. Now, obviously. Well, no, I can't even say that, because I literally obviously I feel like Bronn's gonna be pretty isolated, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know if Bronn's gonna be.
To message Summer and just be like, tell me everything.
Yeah. No, I don't know if Bronn's gonna be isolated, because the moment the Bronn campaign got announced, I got several DMs who were like, "I'm coming for his ass."
They were so mad. Oh my God! No, I got messaged and people called me a traitor, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Was it Criken that posted that he can't keep getting away with this gift?
Yeah, no, that was G-Mart.
Yeah,
that was
G-Mart. He's the main character of another campaign.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's.
Y'all ever seen Arcane, dude? Everyone wants to be my enemy.
Oh my God! Please don't pull a Surefour. Please don't pull a Surefour.
I need. Surefour was singing that for like 2 hours. Oh my God.
I need to watch Arcane, because I hear very good things about it. Even if
it's so good.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of people have been talking about Arcane with me, specifically in the development standpoint as well, of IO and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh shit, maybe I should watch Arcade and see what the hell's going on with that, because that'd be pretty fucking cool. So I'll have to check it out some point because I just hear amazing things about it. All right, let's get some hype going. You guys want some hype?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm at like a 3 out of 10 right now. I could use some hype.
Well, let's get you some hype. I'm dropping in the Bronn channel an invitation to the World of IO Roll 20 game.
Oh shit!
Every time you say the
wait, I'm
Bronn, I
already
keep
in it.
thinking it says LeBron.
The LeBron game.
The LeBron game. Yes.
I mean, that's how French people call him. So.
Yeah.
We call these the LeBron games.
LeBron. Yeah, that's right. That's
Delors is LeBron.
LeBron.
All right, let me look. Let me take a peek.
They get Eiffel Tower.
Gotta rejoin as player. Fuck.
Yeah, Summer's the only one that's like co-DM'd the World of IO. Bless Summer, bless.
I make tokens.
Notebook real quick. I apologize.
No, it's all good. You're really far away, so you do you. You do you.
Okay, thank you.
No, but for real, I was talking to Monty. I think I've shared this story before. I was talking to Monty, and I was typing in the Bronn channel. I was talking, and I cannot type and talk at the same time. So when I was just doing that, and I just typed out, Monty is the DM of the Expendables, and then I was like, all right, I did that, dropped the invite. Monty's like, my dude.
Yeah, I was like, hi there, BrettUltimus. My name is MontyGlu, and I would just like to inform you.
My dude, and I was like,
love it when my DM calls me expendable.
and I was
That's what I
like,
love.
oh shit, oh shit.
I mean, I could make them expendable if I have the right monsters in front of me, but
If I'm
How do
having
I
a
go
bad
about
day.
changing
Yeah,
my
wins
profile
again.
picture on here?
Hey, that's a good question. If you
You gotta
go,
log into your account. Yeah.
Well, I've done that.
On your
Or
actual
once
account
you-
page out of the game.
Do I
Once
have to-
you set up your character, you can just put on the change the as speaking at the bottom, so it'll just change to your character's icon if you don't want to change your whole account's icon.
also, I have everyone's icons turned off specifically, so
Oh.
yeah,
Well, I just wanted to put my Tom face on there. Not
Oh,
specifically a character, but yeah.
yeah. I'm uploading something. Get everyone in the mood for Bronn. Yeah,
He's uploading.
This game.
I'm
so
pausing. I'm champing.
yeah, you're in a black screen, by the way, so no one need to worry about just FYI.
I'm
in
lost.
case-
I can't say. Hey, where's
Panic.
the light? Where's the light?
Where's the light? Wait, I see it.
Oh, the light. There isn't any.
I see
Is
it. I
it Denny's
found
in
it.
here?
I found
Shit.
it.
Wait, we have the Denny's. Now we gotta fight. Everybody get to the back.
All right.
Denny's. I'm at Waffle House.
you don't go to
But I
Denny's.
hop.
You end up at Denny's.
Shit.
No,
Yeah,
you go
that's
to
true.
Denny's if you want to fight. You go to the Denny's parking lot if you want to fight.
Why
Don't- Don't
This is
worry,
an exact-
chat. You get to see the secret Roll20 chat of all the players and the in-depth things they have to say
This
about
is
everything.
that was an
Yes.
exact conversation I had in a podcast about how one of my friends kept experiencing people getting stabbed at Denny's.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you have a restaurant that's open 24 hours a day, stabbings are
True.
going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stabbings are gonna
Waffle
happen.
House, IHOP, Denny's, it's all going down
Walmart.
there.
Yeah,
You're like,
stabbings.
Then as chat pointed out, that's how the Outback Stab House came about.
Excuse me.
We came up
Stab House?
with an idea for a restaurant where instead of paying with money, you pay with getting stabbed.
Ooh.
I
By
mean,
the
I
way,
guess it depends on where you get stabbed.
Exactly. Well, it depends on what you order.
By the way, I'm throwing out some nice, magical, holy music to really get
This
you in
is
the
my jam, baby.
get you in the vibe of Bronn.
I had an out-of-body experience when I learned that you guys will scale natural disasters using whether or not the Waffle House is open or closed, and that actually,
Oh yeah.
That sounds about right.
I thought my friend was trying to pull my leg, and I'm just like, this isn't real. And he goes, no, I need you to understand that this is real. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with America?
Waffle Houses will not close
If
in
they're on their-
hurricanes if they are not bad enough.
Yeah, if they're on their limited menu, it's bad. If they're closed, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Look. Here's the thing
Look to
about
the nearest Waffle House.
look. Here's the thing about Waffle House. Waffle House is definitely a gamble, but when you find a good Waffle House, you cherish that, and you cherish it. You love it. You go, hey, this one doesn't give me food poisoning, because Waffle House food's actually pretty fucking good, honestly. I'll say it. It's Waffle House's food's got the best cheesy eggs. Their waffles are delicious, but you gotta find the right one, the one that doesn't give you food poisoning, like a newer one.
And lest we forget their in-house music publishing company with such hits as There Are Raisins in My Toast.
Wait, what?
There was a.
Did you not know this? They have their own music publishing company, and they put out their own music that they put in their jukeboxes.
No.
A Waffle House original type.
Yeah.
So,
Waffle House on the beat.
Waffle House on the beat. So let's get you guys hyped up. Let's talk a little mechanics. I figured out what level you guys are gonna be, all of you, Bronn included. And I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what session 1 may potentially look like, as in what the setup, the beginning of session 1 is going to be. Now, of course, anything can change in the world of IO, even though that there are narratives. It is loosely followed. And if something were to change and something were to happen, again, check out All King's finale. I have no problem just letting it happen. This IO is meant to be an open sandbox world where the players influence heavily what happens within the stories, and then we go from there. I don't have huge there's no planned narrative. There's no planned ending where it needs to end a certain way. And that's just, I've always looked at IO as that's the ideal D&D experience, is the players tell the story. And I mean, that's ultimately what phase 3, why we're doing a phase 3, is to set the foundation that instead of there being overarching narratives, there are player run stories. So that's ultimately what that is. But anyways, sorry, getting off topic. You all will be making, with the exception of Lawlman, you all will be making level 9 characters.
Let's go.
You all are going to be the best of the best when it comes to the Order of Bronn. Bronn's trusted soldiers, priests, clerics. You are the Summer. I don't want to take the joke away. You are free to say it, I believe, because you were the one that made it, Summer. For your group name.
Oh no, I stole it from fucking Joe Cat.
Oh wait, Joe Cat?
Joe Cat made it, yeah.
Oh my God! Shit, never mind. You guys are the Amen, which is what really just cracked me up.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Murdoch.
I love it when a plan comes together.
The city fire in the
now
background.
I'm back in. I was out, and then he said that line, and I'm back in.
I'm back in. Bronn will be level 11.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
Whoa!
Leave.
I can still kill him, yeah, you know.
I can still kill him. Oh yeah, exactly.
I can take him.
I'm waiting to see players in other campaigns watch this one and then try to veer their own campaigns towards where Bronn is.
Bro, don't. Bro.
It will happen. They want him dead. They want him dead.
What did you do? I don't know. And that's better. Don't tell me. But I'm genuinely sitting here eating melon.
I just love the idea of divine intervention. Your god comes down. What do you need, my servant? I need you to find Bronn.
there are PCs out there that do have a vendetta against Bronn. Canonically, there are PCs that have joined forces, and their motivation for becoming friends is, hey, I hate Bronn. Yo, I hate Bronn too.
I'm noticing that this vendetta has kind of moved into, the outside of D&D realm where the players are actively against Bronn as well.
Yes. The players as well as, the characters have good reasons for it as well, but the PCs are also like, son of a bitch.
The PCs have, because his first betrayal was in year 1, and we're on year 3.
Yes.
And so they've had 2 years of
just stewing.
On it,
yeah, by the way, Lawman, you're free to share whatever information you'd like with the party or with people about Bronn as you see fit from an out-of-character perspective. you're more than welcome to do that if anyone asks questions. If it's like Monty, where Monty's like, I don't want to know. Just I want to be in the left of the dark. That is totally.
Don't tell me anything.
Shoot me any questions you need.
Yeah, because.
What's your social insurance number?
Give me that credit card. Give me that
and the
credit
3
card.
numbers on the back.
I hand you a card and it just says the light in all caps.
Oh damn! There
I take it to a Denny's and they're like, you can't use that here, and I'm like, damn it.
So you
probably acceptable Waffle House though.
So you're gonna be able to create a character with the combination. This is a bit of a limited campaign as far as restrictions go. You must remain in a quote lawful good alignment. That means you can be as long as you are following the lawful good alignment, you're good to go. At least it's a good starting point within the campaign. Everyone is lawful good. They are pious. They are holy. You may have your flaws, and you're free to do that at that point. But you must follow in the light of, this is still lawful good. So like, as long as you're following lawful good, you're good to go. Class-wise, we are restricting it to paladins and clerics because I'm a sadistic bastard, and sometimes I enjoy just seeing full parties of the same fucking class because it's fun to me. I did a whole party of wizards, and that was fun, and I want to see.
I feel like this one's gonna be an absolute fucking banger. We're gonna be so strong.
Yes.
I like this answers the lifelong question I've had since I first made Bronn of like, what if there were 5 of me?
It's okay, Fizzbins. We'll have our chance.
One day. Yes.
Lawman, what subclass is your paladin?
I was looking at Oath of Vengeance because he's switching off of. He was a fighter with mixed in cleric. He's gone through a lot of phases.
Bronn's gone through a lot in his life. Yeah.
But this current iteration, he's being elevated to full potential, Mr. Paladin.
Full fucking pally, baby.
And I was looking at Oath of Vengeance because he likes to hit things with a big hammer.
Interesting. The character I was planning to make was going to be Oath of Vengeance as well, except he was going to take the tavern brawler feat and hit stuff with his fists.
Yo, holy brawler, let's go.
The fist of God.
The fist of God.
Yes.
So I think you and I are going to get along great. At least our characters are.
So
I'm gonna be fishing for big crits.
I was thinking about some kind of ranged DPS cleric because I think we're gonna have a lot of melee hitting boys.
Very good. So for character creation, I'm gonna type this all out. Bronn is going to be level 11. Everyone else level 9. Paladin and cleric only, lawful good only. Standard array. So we're talking 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. No race restrictions as long as it's within D&D. I'm sorry, Wizards released races. So no what is it? UA? No Unearthed Arcana. And then for hit points, max. Everyone rolls max hit points.
Max?
So, max.
That was my reaction too. I went, oh no.
Max. Have max hit points, baby. So, max. If you're a paladin, that means you have a baseline. If you're going full pally, you got a baseline of 90 plus whatever your con modifier gives you. And no homebrews, Frown. Yeah, no homebrews, chat. This is how IOs work.
My ancient red dragon character has to go in the dumpster.
Can't believe it.
No homebrew, no UA.
Man, my oath of anime is not going to be allowed, huh?
Versus
Naruto. Stop Fortnite dancing. We have to save Bronn.
Honestly, it's gotten shit. Honestly, it's gotten that all of IO's characters have max hit points, and it's gotten to the point where it's like, hey, that's a good thing because bosses and enemies definitely hit pretty freaking hard when goof ups happen.
Give me that challenge.
I'm glad to be playing a paladin with a lot of hit points because Bryn was a piece of paper.
Yeah, Bryn was a piece of paper. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. So, the baseline of the story from where we left off, and this kind of goes into the middle of Under Io. Bronn had encountered the party of Under Io, his former party members, where he ended up learning, I forget the full details about it, but Bronn ended up learning that there was a revived dragon in the northern continent of Kathos, of green dragon nature. This was a dragon that over 500 years ago, Bronn had slain with his former compatriots. And a dark force known as the Void had apparently revived this dragon back. So Bronn is now in a holy crusade vendetta to not only purge the Void, but to fell this dragon that he had fallen before. Monty and Sci, and maybe Tom, when it comes to the lore of like Div and Void and Radiance. Once upon a time, this world was built with the idea that there were only two gods. Specifically, they were known as Div and Void, light and darkness. There were people that worshipped the light. There were people that worshipped the darkness. Bronn here and his order is all about the light, about the radiance, about the bringing back of Div. Because over 500 years ago, a hero, a group of heroes now known as the Fallen Heroes, actually killed these gods once a long time ago. And so this world has been quote-unquote godless for quite some time. With the understanding that I believe, and Lawman, maybe you could tell me a little bit more about this, because I don't think we've actually talked more about this in public from Bronn's standpoint. What is Bronn's general, because this is the order of Bronn, what is Bronn's like general feeling and belief when it comes to Div? Like, is it there the belief that Div is actually dead? Div can't be dead? Like, what is...
can't be dead as long as I exist, basically, is what he's thinking.
Oh my god.
Well, so a little bit of history on Bronn's part, and Lawman, feel free to interrupt me at any point this. Bronn was the one person that Div actually spoke to and bestowed a part of their power to. So Bronn effectively became known as the Div Star because he had a fragment of this radiant energy within him. So even though Bronn had, and that's Bronn and how he likes to tell the story, even though Bronn had failed his fight, his struggle against his former party, he is still alive and became immortal because of it, because a fragment of Div's light is still within Bronn. So technically speaking, when it comes to the old gods' magic and energy, Bronn still has it, while the gods themselves are dead.
Yeah. So the way that Bronn sees it is, even if Div's form was slain, he carries an ember inside himself, and he's looking to reignite it and bring back Div in any way he can.
And that is where the Order of Bronn has come from, within the southern section of Kathos, the Kingdom of Wendolin. This once noble and faithful kingdom has now fallen. And correct me if I'm overstepping, but has essentially fallen into a they don't believe in gods anymore. It's all about Senate rules. There's no longer an all king. There's no faith in the kingdom anymore. It's all based off of the study of the astral magics that people are able to tap into right now. And yeah. So that Bronn, there's been a small order of people known as the Order of Bronn, who essentially seeks to keep the faith alive. And they really weren't getting any traction. They were essentially like an outsiders worshiping group, until Bronn essentially came back and had not taken over, but essentially taken his rightful head of the Order of Bronn. And now, and Lawman, maybe you want to explain what you've been doing in the Kingdom of Wendolin while everyone else has been adventuring.
Well, he's not so, I mean, he's narcissistic in a way, but he's not so narcissistic to keep it named the Order of Bronn. So he's changed it to the Faithful, and he's looking to show people the wonders that the light can bring, because in his own lifetime, he has literally revived people from death and saved lives and fought people and evil things with the power of the light, and it's guided him his whole life. So he wants to show other people the glorious radiance, and so he's trying to speak the good word, but not just speak it and show it, and like show his
prove it,
prowess, and like to show that this is, you don't need to, there's no way you can doubt my power if I show you it, right? So that's kind of his thinking.
And it's the faithful. Thank you for that. So, Bronn might actually be one of the few people that have actually successfully cast a resurrection spell. And this is also good to know for our players that did not know, but Io does not have resurrection at all because the gods.
The more you know.
Yep, because the gods are dead. The ability to revive people are also gone at this point. So there is no such thing.
Oh shit! So that's like a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you die, if you get 3 death saving throws, there is no that's your character dies. We've had, I believe, 3 deaths in the IO campaign so far. And typically what happens when a character dies, if the conditions are correct, the players will be given a choice to be brought back. But usually there is a otherworldly influence that sort of brings that back. But every time a player character has been brought back to life, the quote-unquote story and the paths of destiny have dramatically changed. And I won't go into those for the viewers that have watched that know, you guys know. But yeah, no Revivify. No, you cannot. Revivify does not exist. I mean, it exists. It doesn't do anything. Revivify, resurrection, true resurrection, all those things do not exist because there is no godly force. And Bronn,
because of those dang other people. This, get in the mindset of Bronn. Hey, imagine.
Yeah, we're good. We got Bronn.
Yeah, imagine we could stop death, and then people took that away from us. What the heck? Like, you don't want to save your friends and family?
You don't want to live forever? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Oh, I love it. I fucking love
Put some light in you.
Monty, I'm dying from these fucking Raven memes.
I didn't realize.
Natural order.
I love it. I love it.
My brain immediately went.
But yeah, that's I think that's the general vibe of what IO is, what the Bronn's Order, the Faithful is, what Bronn is trying to do. If you guys, as characters, or as players to characters, have any questions for Lawman right now, because you all are essentially, the idea is all of you are part of this Order of the Faithful. In one way, shape, or form, you have heard of the Faithful and become motivated, become inspired because of, you've heard the feats of Bronn, you've heard the stories of Bronn, and in some way, shape, or form, you believe in it. So if you have any questions for Lawman, and I'm putting you on the spot here, bud, but I think you'd be down for it, that may help influence the creations of your characters right now.
Yeah.
You're free to ask right now, yeah.
So you would have heard, I don't know the general, like, flat baseline lore that everyone gets from 500 years ago, but in the recent times, what you might have heard is that there's a man who is giving public speeches in a large city known as Wendelin, and he is demonstrating, like, powers that don't come from the known astral plane, and he's showing things like, radiance, doing whatever the fuck, whatever random spells he was casting, but things that, like, that you just could, there's a known fact that this is not a form of magic that anyone has seen in current lifetimes, and he is demonstrating this and preaching something about sort of an impending doom with the void, but also preaching this saving with the light, and it's kind of a dichotomy.
So one key fact that's super important, and I think that's really got Bronn motivated, is the fact that there has been, the void has been defeated, was defeated over 500 years ago by the fallen heroes, but now there's evidence of this void either resurfacing or coming back. And effectively what it is, ultimately what I think, Bronn, you would have learned about this over your studies and over your time, that the continent of Kathos, where the presence of void is, it's effectively the it's the rotting husk of the god of the void, of the rotting like body of the void. So any presence of the void is literally just a chunk of rotting body of this dead god that is now spreading like a parasite, eating and devouring and swallowing up everything. And
it's like Bionicle.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% like Bionicle, dude. So like, and we know how we feel about that. Looks around in a panic this bad, right?
Yeah.
I want to be the
one.
green one.
Yeah. But
so the continent itself is like this parasite.
Oh no! Not the continent itself, but essentially there are like, imagine like sinkholes like appearing like in like neighborhoods and shit like that. But it's like that, but it's the void, because the corpse of the void god is now underneath Kathos, and because of that, it's spread just like a plague underneath.
It's like corrosive ooze.
Yep.
Spreading from a central point, and it's just like tendrils and veins like corrupting.
And it's just it's spreading, and it's eating, and it's consuming, and so when you see the presence of like a void pit or a void maw, that is essentially the void in that area has successfully eaten everything from under Io, essentially, into the continent, into the landmass. So presence of void need to be purged and killed and destroyed.
I'm gonna kill the void.
I'm gonna
Hell yeah!
kill the void, kill chaos. Let's
Kill
do
the
this.
void. If you
There
know,
we
you
go.
know. I'm gonna kill the void.
If you know, you know. Exactly. Lots of that. And so, you've got Bronn, who essentially is trying to restore the faith of Lwendalin, and the people of Kathos, but also he's on a holy crusade to purge the void of Kathos, because he still has a fucking job to do as a void slayer. You know, what was your title in the offline campaigns that you were given?
I think it was Void Slayer?
I think it was the Star Slayer.
Oh yeah, Star Slayer. That's right.
Yeah.
Because I killed the Void Star.
Yeah,
That's metal.
So 500 years ago, well, according to history books, actually, holy shit, I haven't actually thought about that in a while, Lawman. Fuck.
What?
Oh damn, dude. Oh, sorry, I'm wigging out. So according to the history books, like ancient history books, not common knowledge, but people would have learned. This is probably in like the deep libraries themselves, that you wouldn't find any Lwendalin standard library, and there's reasons for that. Wink, wink. But in a history book somewhere, would have spoken of the fight against the Void Star over 500 years ago in the northern Kathos area in the ruins of Alabaster, where Bronn, the Star Slayer, rose up and defeated the Void Star. And that's what the history books would have absolutely said. And no one else.
So Bronn is over 500 years old then?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. Bronn is technically an immortal because of his
connection to Div.
Because his connection to Div. That's exactly right.
Eddie.
Okay. Yes. And in the world of Io, player characters have the ability to become an immortal when they're influenced by outside and deep magics, where just you dying of natural causes is completely off the table, and that you could effectively live forever. And there's already several immortals roaming Io currently, and there's several players in this phase that have become immortal. I think one of Summer's characters has become an immortal.
Yeah.
So I won't say which one, because Summer plays like 10 of them. So you'll figure it out. If you know, you know.
That'd be 11.
Yeah.
So would we, as the characters following Bronn, would we know that he's this old, that he's immortal?
Ultimately, that is up to Bronn, because as far as the history books are concerned, or at least the ones that you would see in libraries, in Lwendalin, There is no mention of Bronn.
He would assume that the Order of Bronn that was existing before his return would understand that the significance of his return, and that it means that, you know, it can only mean that he's this old, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, he's a fraud.
You know, that actually is true. The Order of Bronn would probably know the tales of Bronn being the religious figure that he was, as a compatriot and close friends with the last and true All King of Wendolin. That Bronn was, the Order of Bronn itself would know this. Bronn was a great warrior who was bound to the div, the last true god, because the Order of Bronn would absolutely believe in a radiant god.
My dad's Jesus.
So yeah, absolutely.
I'll cast Walk on Water on
Turn
him.
that poop into wine. Turn that poop into wine.
Yeah.
Turn that poop into wine.
Okay.
I've heard that.
You would
it is
know if you choose to believe it.
It is
that he
completely,
is 500
it's
years
completely
old.
justified then for my character to call Bronn old man despite his looks.
Yes.
How do you feel about cultists?
Which kind?
As in the just
Like-
a cult.
Like void cultists?
By the way, the fact that he had to clarify definitely says something.
no, I mean like a div or day cultist.
I don't think Bronn would know anything of the day.
I wouldn't know about them.
Yeah, Bronn doesn't know anything about a day.
Must be a night owl.
Because so in elsewhere on the continent of Io is a different offset of the dead div body, and that is something known as the day, and effectively it's the blood of div that has spread across a couple of continents, kind of in the same way as this void plague has, except instead of this being like this violent thing that, well, no, it's still pretty violent, honestly, if you get into the midst of it. But the day, this blood of div, you can actually tap, or there has been documentation of spellcasters who have been able to tap into this power to further enhance their spellcasting abilities into insane, powerful levels. So
Bronn's never heard of this, but
Bronn doesn't know.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds like a div's helping out people again. All right.
Yeah, Bronn wouldn't know anything about what's happening across that, because that is literally happening way across the oceans, past the Serpent Smile, into like the other side of the world, essentially, in those continents that are like months away. So
yes.
Yeah. So Bronn would not know anything about that. But it sounds like if Bronn did, Bronn would be all about
good,
it.
by the way.
Lawful good by the line.
That's a great point. That all these people hate him, and he still has always been lawful good. It's just that, you know, a lot of things, if you're very devout and lawful good into, it can start to look like, I don't know, it's a little bit like not good, man.
Trust me, I know. I played a lawful good character, and I killed a child as my character. It was Ravenloft. All right? It was Ravenloft.
Prod's like, fuck yeah!
What I had to say wasn't Ravenloft. Grimharl all of it.
Yeah, Grimharl killed. What do you think I talked to on the Ouija board, the Luigi board?
I don't know. I wasn't.
Thanks, Brand. Thanks. Yeah, Grimharl murdered a child.
I was thinking about how I got scammed by the fortune teller when that was
true.
happening.
You did get scammed. We played in a game in Ravenloft recently, which, by the way, sorry for the serious subject matter, but yeah, I had to kill a kid to defend a town, and I did it because I have upholded law over everything else, including humanity. Oops.
Oopsies.
After that, I was basically lawful evil, borderline.
Man,
so.
I love D&D and these stories.
I don't want to do that
tell.
again.
Well.
Brett, look me in the eyes. I don't want to do that again.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, out of my hands. If Bronn tells you to
this
kill
entire orphanage must be purged.
There is a void touched in the orphanage. They have tainted the others' minds. They must die.
Holy cow.
Yo, it's tempting just to have like a bunch of like an orphanage of just evil whatever.
That was my deal here. It was like, listen, I just don't want to murder a child.
I don't want to kill a kid, please.
Yeah.
To be fair, honestly, to be fair, I try in IO just in general. I try to keep children out of the story context, so you really don't have anything to worry about there.
And
until now, orphanage.
I'm not shitting on Bosco, who was my DM at the time. Like I made the choice as the character.
Oh yeah,
the character
absolutely.
was not a good person.
Of course, it was Bosco. Of course, it was.
Yeah, it was Bosco. It was a challenge. It was literally a challenge, and it was like, however you want to solve this is up to you and your character. And I'm like, my character's flaw is literally I will uphold the law even if it causes misery, which I really played to a point of questionable choices. So
Bronn tells us to take down an orphanage unboxing toddlers.
Yeah.
I call this one Timmy and this one Tommy. They are now my new punching bags.
Let me show you the haymaker.
So, so to kind of get a little bit into the session 1 and returning back to that though, Bronn has this has taken place as far as like the prime timeline's gone with all the campaigns. This one specifically is taking place a few months before at least session 1 is taking place a few months before the prime timeline, or the current timeline that we're in now. Specifically, the events that that are happening currently between acts 2 and 3 of this phase. So you may bear witness to a certain event in the sky during session 1 that may change some things depending on what Bronn has decided. Summer absolutely knows what that is. Lawman may know what that is. But yeah, it's certain event has happened since then that is literally between acts 2 and 3. So with that, yeah, so Bronn has recently discovered that his fallen quarry, a green adult dragon, has now been revived by the Void Plague into this essentially void green Draco Lich. And so now Bronn has gathered his best holy pious crusaders to fly north using he has commandeered one of the Sidsworth airships where a dwarf
airship.
yeah, with a dwarf by the name of Lord Sidsworth will be piloting the airship to the northern Kathos. You guys will be spending a few weeks flying over to the north, and you will be arriving over into, I've got for you an area map. That's right. Whoa. You guys weren't expecting maps on a session 0, but here we freaking are. Map.
I can see the light.
Here is the map.
Here. Nice.
Oh my God.
Nice. So, this right here is the airship that you'll be flying in. The general objective, and like I said, some of these events change, so I'm just what I'm going over with you guys right now, it specifically is what the plan is. Now, obviously, this may change once session 1 begins, but you will be flying over into the northern Kathos region, where the cave of the Void Dragon, of the Void Green Draco Lich, is over here. One of the things that you will notice within the mountainous areas and this sort of dead-like scar plain is the Void has heavily began to eat up this area around, making it incredibly unsafe for your airship to land. So you'll be arriving, and this is actually a point of memory for Bronn, into the ruins of an old city that has never been rebuilt because of the dangers and monsters in the area that was once burned down by green dragons over 500 years ago. An old city, ancient, that only Bronn would know its original name. The city of Haven. Lawman, as
son of a bitch.
Yeah, as a above board thing, the offline campaigns, which was phase 1 of IO, quite literally began in this city. that ended up getting destroyed later on. So the one area that would be safe to land would actually be within the ruins of Haven itself, as the areas by the dragon's den is both too cancerous and too unpredictable to see if it would be safe to actually land an airship there. So one of the areas that you would be landing to that would be safe, since the area is incredibly hilly, would be the old ruined city of Haven. As mentioned before, a name that only Bronn would know of, because this city is not in any history books. It's not in any cartographer's maps, and that's because it is effectively an old city that nature has reclaimed. You guys will be flying in here with the idea is to land there, and then if you were to head over to the Draco Lich's lair, it will be, and this is where I get to do this reveal. Did somebody say hex crawls? Ooh!
Whoa.
We hex crawling.
We hex crawling.
I've never seen this in my life.
Yeah. What is happening? Wah wah wee wah. What? So effectively, what I'm trying to do for phase 3, and I'm trying to experiment with this a little bit more, when it comes to world map in general, like overworld exploration, I kind of want to go out into a hex crawl area where I will then describe what each, as you're traveling the hexes, and each hex is going to be a measure of time. Typically, I like to do an hour per hex that your party would be traveling. Every hex that you explore always has something has something within it. Certain events and things like that you can do. Sometimes it'll have nothing, but as you continue to explore, I may be like, once you go over here, I'm like, oh, you find a cave with suspicious growling, and if you go, hey, before we do that, let's go into that cave, I then take you to another map where you'll be exploring a dungeon of a cave that is within there at that point. This is the hopes to continue to make D&D this more open world sandbox field for general exploration, instead of like blanket explanations of you guys traveling. I always like to use a visual representation when it is possible. So the idea is you'll be landing here within the ruins of Haven. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it will take you about a day's march on horseback. Would there be horses? Yes. Well, wait, hold on. Let me go and ask actually everyone. Who's gonna be Lawman, you're gonna be a paladin, correct? Are you doing like paladin cleric cross-classing, or are you just doing full paladin?
Full pally, baby.
Okay. Monty, what kind of class were you thinking about playing?
I want to play a full cleric.
Okay, awesome. So we got one paladin, one cleric.
Very casty cleric is kind of my...
Sai, you were thinking about being a cleric as well, correct?
Yeah, I was thinking about like ranged DPS type cleric.
Summer Dex Pally?
Dex Pally with a small dip in cleric.
I see you. And Tom, what are you thinking about playing?
Punch and Babies Paladin. Let's go.
Punch and Babies Paladin.
Yeah, baby.
You know, this is actually a really nice even mix of clerics and paladins. So it's really cool that you guys have that. Bronn, since you do have plenty of resources at your disposal, if you would like to actually fly with horses, so that way you're able to travel faster across the plains over to the Dragonlands, would that be something that Bronn would do? What would Bronn take along him on the airship?
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a fucking crusade, man.
Yeah, I mean, depends how much entourage he's also bringing. You know, like, are we bringing the banner carriers? Because they gotta eat too, man. And then,
well,
you know,
so here's the thing. Ultimately, it's gonna be up to you. And we'll actually get more of the statistics of what Bronn would want to take with him. Your big boys, your strong folks are gonna be your party. I mean, you guys are literally the righteous light. You're the ones that are gonna be punching dragons to face in no time.
We are the entourage.
That's the plan.
Yeah. The Order of Bronn the Faithful would have a small militia that you have been training. With town guard, with minor guards and fighters and things like that. But as far as like actual fighting capabilities, at best, they, from what you recall from the dragon fight, would be more of a distraction. You are able to bring other people into battle, but there's a good chance they're not coming back.
let me hit you with this curveball you might not be expecting. But
Please.
If the plan from the beginning was to use Haven as our landing point, Bronn would probably bring enough of an entourage of people to occupy the town and make it a forward base against that. Across that bridge is all this corrupted land.
Fucking do it.
Yo, we city building?
Yeah, so just occupying the town of Haven and like using that as a forward operating base.
I'm excited. Yeah, fucking do that. So if that's the idea that you're going to be going to the ruined cities that only Bronn knows about, because again, this ruined city has been recaptured by nature and everything, so no one's actually inhabited this place for quite some time. Between the fact that this is a general hilly area over here, mountainous hilly area, no one's really been able to inhabit this. In fact, the only time you've heard the name Haven again is specifically the Order of New Haven, which became a void cult in the southern Kathos region that Bronn may remember at his final confrontation within that village. Do you know what I'm talking about, Lawman, at the last session? Yeah.
Near the pit.
Near the pit, near the pit, yeah. So that's the last time you actually heard the name Haven used, because this city itself, again, in ruins. No one's really trading. No one's really living here anymore. So if you guys want to do some city building here, fucking go for it. If you want to dedicate a couple of sessions to that, fucking
guys,
go for
we're building a Waffle House.
Hell yes.
Oh my God, we're building a Waffle House.
It's a Waffle House.
The Waffle House of Div.
Do you want to do a little bit of session 1 being fortification of the city of Haven and exactly how you make it a forward camp?
Like repairs and examinations, seeing what's around, what's left.
And the ruined city. That sounds
if you guys want to do that, I am all down for it. The general idea behind session 1, and by the way, I'm only presenting this as how I saw it, but I'm always down if players have an option to do this. I saw the idea of session 1 kind of being like, we arrive, we march over to the cave of the Void Draco Lich, and then we initiate the fight, and session 1 would be the combat against that. However, I am totally fine with session 1 being let's see what's in the area, let's fortify this area, let's rebuild the town.
Sims music starts playing. And
I'm down.
It's like the idea, right? It's like we're bringing the light wherever we go. We're gonna build up these places.
I'm down. So it sounds like
so
session.
Exciting.
Yeah, so it sounds like session 1's going to be the refortification and not reconstruction. Well, we'll see how far you guys go. But essentially, it's going to be the fortification of the Haven ruins and exploring the area. I'm
securing the borders, building up, whatever we need to, and
I'm fucking down.
Haven 2.
So once you guys finish your mission, which is the depth of the void Draco Lich, the general idea at that point, depending on where events are and how it lies, obviously this could change, and this is not saying that your success is a guarantee, but the general as far as a quote-unquote storyline would go at that point in time, if you were to return back to the Kingdom of Wendelin to continue to spread the influence of the faithful, at that point a few months will pass and you will be back within the prime timeline of where everyone else is at that point in time, where we kind of do a little bit of fast forwarding of like you guys returning back, what kind of influence your success against the dragon would be at that point. And then it kind of does turn a little bit into city management from that end of how you'd like to spread your faith and things like that. Now, ultimately, that is with the assumption that if we were to quote unquote go on script, which we can or can't, assuming that you would beat the Void Dragon Lich, assuming that you would go back to Lwendalin, assuming that you would do all of those things, that is what would happen. But depending on what happens with session 1,
maybe we die to a dragon,
or you die to a dragon, or you decide to stay here to build something new altogether. Ultimately, and I have to stress this completely, ultimately that is up to you and the party. There is no set narrative that I expect you to follow. There is no set story that I want you to complete. The story that you guys want to write is ultimately up to you. And even though that we have set this party up as because this is literally a campaign labeled Bronn, even though that has kind of like the set expectation because that was the initial vision. If that were to change ultimately by the things that you guys decide and the things that you want to do, I highly encourage you to go about doing that, because this campaign is actually pretty important in the sense of what happens to this campaign decides a few things when it comes to IO's third phase. And it definitely...
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
I know you said at the start when you were sending out messages that this is going to be a, I think, mini campaign?
Yes.
Is that you call it? Like, how long are you envisioning?
So when I say mini campaign, I typically mean it doesn't go longer than 4 sessions. So if... Let me check some things out real quick. So we could go... I mean, we could go... If you guys do decide to go longer than that, and we could potentially go longer, but when I imagine a mini campaign, I typically usually like to keep it capped at 4 sessions. But because we are approaching the end of phase 2, and since there's a little bit of wiggle room, if you guys decided to go a bit longer with the story that you would like to tell, that is always a possibility. Does that answer your question?
You know me, I want to go as long as I can.
well, Sai, I do promise you that when phase 3 comes around, you're more than welcome to play in it, man.
SciFri, this was actually a ruse. This is actually an intervention for your tabletop addiction.
We're gonna ease you out of it with a 3-session campaign.
This is a nicotine patch to get you off of D&D.
That line about the city building and you getting really excited about that's how we're weaning it off. You're not leaving the city. It's just gonna be nothing but city building at that point.
He comes back a month later. It's like, guys, have you heard of Warhammer 40K? I just got into that.
We're actually playing The Sims.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Man, I wish I had the Sims music in Roll20 lined up right now. I'd absolutely playing that. Okay, so I'm gonna go move that back there. So that is what session 1 is going to look like, or the general idea of the beginning, or the concept of what session 1 may be. Obviously, we'll see what actually happens with session 1. But it sounds to me that your first objective that you guys would like to do is to fortify the ruins of Haven into at the very least, a settlement/campfront, and navigate and explore the area around before pushing forward against the Void Dracolich. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of us going on this big journey, and every place we visit, we instill a little bit of our value or build it up in a way.
Hell
man, I could
Civ
totally
5 religious victory. Yeah, like Tom said at the
Carpenter.
Man,
my brain is so and we can put a Waffle House at every location.
there and a Waffle House here.
Chat had a good one. It's the Lawful House.
The Lawful House.
Nice.
Could we please start a chain of something in this world called the Waffle House?
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't have to be food. It could be a series of churches for all we know.
So the mini campaign literally could be where the grand finale is against the Void Dracolich, where that is the final session, while you guys are building things up and continuing to explore around the area itself, maybe even spreading your influence, saying, hey, I saw that there was a village over to the east, and then you guys decide to slowly convert that over to the faithful. So now it's you've established, you are literally beginning to build the religious victory against those that don't understand the light.
Civ 6 religious victory. Let's go.
That could be what this campaign ends up. While the general idea was finishing off against the Void Dracolich and then coming back to London and seeing what the heck you do at that point, this entire mini campaign could be where the end is against the Void Dracolich at that point, and that's where it's we dot we do the final chapter at that point, and then from you quote, if you did emerge victorious, maybe that's what pushes the final influence of the faithful over to the this section. It's literally the head of a void dragon, and see this is the might of the light, damn it, and just throws
and then
the
we
head
get
down.
and then we get a ping on the last week of the year, and it's like, hey, so these 7 people are coming to kill Bronn. How many of you can be there to fight with them?
And then our last session is 7 other parties show up. We found you, Bronn.
So
I just love the idea of like 4 different full campaigns of people like punching their fists and surrounding us.
Yeah, and we're like your party members completely none the wiser as to why they want to kill you. Just like,
it's like the story train episode of Rick and Morty where it's like all the loose ends like coming to beat up Rick and Morty.
Yep. So I mean, I have already told people that if a PvP fight versus Bronn were to happen, we would all need to before then sit down and be like, all right, what's the rule? Like, what's the game rules? Are we going death? Are we going PC death here? What's, let's get it all out on the table. What are the expectations?
Listen, if you're coming at Bronn, you better be ready for death.
We're on a crusade for a reason.
Hey, Bronn is going to bring you back to life so he can kill you again.
I want it to happen just for the fact that if we show up to the fight, we can be like, that's a lot of shit talking for somebody in crusading distance.
Yeah. Summer wants it to happen so she can kill Joe. Let's just go ahead and put that on the table,
I
right?
at least want to stab Joe.
Dude, I would love to kill Joe. Dude, Joe's whole fucking character is just jealousy incarnate, dude.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god. There it is. It's got Joe talking shit about Bronn, and I've got Lawlman talking shit about Sterling. Man, wild. D&D is a wild ride. D&D is a wild ride.
So much drama.
So
it's like a soap opera behind the scenes with fantasy elements.
So I was thinking about starting this next Tuesday. How does everyone feel about that? Same time, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. EST. Would that be good for everyone?
Hell
yes.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Sure.
That's an hour after my usual stream time, but I don't mind pushing it back.
Awesome.
I will confess, I may have to eat while we are playing. I will keep my mic muted though.
You are fine, Monty, I promise.
Yeah.
I literally have players who will literally be playing other games while they're doing, and like I said, as long as you're not painfully, obviously not paying attention, I genuinely don't care. So, yeah, feel free. Feel free to get the art that you want done or the art that you'd like to use. Yes, Monty.
Do we want to talk about what we have ideas for our characters just to see how the group might be?
Please, absolutely. I mean, we're here till 10.
Because
I've shared everything. I've shared
Monty
everything I need to know.
me their idea, and it's super.
Yeah. I have my idea. Did you want to go, so SciFri, you wanted to go like range spellcaster. Did you want to do, I really want to go buff, like support buff,
I
like
was
actual healer. You want damage, okay.
My man.
I want to do like healer shit. So I was gonna ask, like, is there Warforged equivalent in this world? And if so, are they just Warforged or do they have a different name?
Yes, you can go Warforged. The Warforged are especially a rare race in IO. Little above board information. There is I never got to explore this in phase 2, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. There is a small, essentially a man-made island, like a construct island, where the Warforged were quote unquote reborn, if that makes sense. That they essentially were reawakened with no memories of their past, but essentially it's like an island of dolls is the best way to describe it. There really is no information of lore where it is, but at the same time, as a Warforged, for the most part, I think the Warforged don't really care, if that makes sense, because at that same point in time, it's just like, I'm now awake. It's time to live my life and function the way I would want to. So when it comes to that, it's like the Warforged already have like a drive and sense of like fulfilling destiny or that sense of adventure, if that makes sense. So and they do it piously and deeply. Not necessarily like a function of a construct would, but the drive itself, it feels almost like motivating, you know what I mean? Like there's a drive in every Warforged heart and every Warforged core, where there's one thing they want to do, and that's that, and they're gonna do it. And so in a sense, Warforged holy characters are pretty strong. So anyways, yeah, sorry for the long-winded explanation, but I want to give you all the...
That's I have art then, and I don't have completed art, but I did a SketchUp. I kind of want to go for like a nun, kind of like battle nun looking character-esque. Let me grab the art real fast.
Dude, you're from the island of misfit toys.
Quite literally. I mean, literally, the island itself is, for the most part, it looks like some junkyard island. Like
that's cool.
Yeah, you're not even sure if there's like actually landmass about it, and it is. You awaken. You're surrounded by junk, and the one thing that you do, and you might not even remember it, is okay, get off the island. And then you find a way off the island, and then wherever you head off, there's a drive, something that you'll find out there that'll connect you and give you that drive that you're just like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do that till the end. So very cool. I like that, Monty.
Yeah. I'm torn between light or order domain. I think I might need to think about it specifically, but again, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. But I really want to.
If you're going buff, then that's fine, because then I'll be the other range cleric, and I'm going straight damage.
Okay.
Also, Monty,
I love the arms.
Also, Monty, because since you're one of the first, in phase 2 at least, you're one of the first Warforged players. I kind of gave you like some general like rundown of like lore of like how I imagine the Warforged. If there's anything that you would like to add to your lore or storyline, it could very easily be written into the IO history, where essentially like if you had anything you wanted to add, I can absolutely amend it when it comes to like Warforged lore.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free if you had any other ideas that you wanted to add, like feel free to do that. So once you all have your art that you feel of what you want to do, make sure you give it to me. And I will be speaking with our resident Discord reaction artist Bird, who will be making reaction Fuji Discord reaction images for everyone here. So when you guys are when everyone's watching the screen for the World of IO, they'll actually be your little Discord player character reactions over at the bottom left.
That means I'm gonna have to turn off my automatic microphone then.
Yeah,
damn it.
Yeah, sorry, Monty. I'm sorry.
I am guilty of that so hard. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Unless you just have your mouth open or
honestly, her mouth would probably be closed all the time.
Yeah. I mean, we could also, if there's like any other way, like how your character would be talking, maybe like your eyes would illuminate whenever you speak. Like, how would you want to like visualize your character speaking? I like the idea of like your eyes lighting up whenever you.
I don't think her mouth would open unless it's like absolutely necessary, but the eyes glowing would be rather cool. That could work.
Okay. Yeah. I'll bring that up to Bird as
well.
I
can adjust. I'll see. I'll think on it, but obviously I can just switch over my it's not that hard. I could switch off the setting in my Discord. It's not gonna like take years off my life. It's fine. But
okay.
I'm just like, damn it, curse me and my horrible Discord habits.
It's all good.
I'm always on voice activity, but I just have it adjusted to where it doesn't light up all the time.
True.
Do you? You might have to show me how to do that then.
Oh yeah. It's just a sensitivity thing. I mean, I have the same thing where you just talk.
You guys are psychos. Use push to talk.
Oh no!
Why? I don't got anything in my background noise. I live alone.
Listen. TeamSpeak was a long time ago, man. I gotta move on. I can't do this anymore.
I have a toggle mute button instead of a.
That's what I got as well. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, porkers. That's why I have the toggle mute.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you had any Kenku lore.
Any Kenku lore specifically? No, not really. I don't think there's been any Kenku players. Do you have some ideas that you want to?
I want to play a Kenku.
Play a Kenku, my friend. And then if you got some lore you want to toss in there, let's.
This is my character art.
I like the flower crown. It's
very good. Is that nice?
I have a race lore question.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm going to play this, but I'm gonna ask because they're my favorite race.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any changeling lore?
Woo! Yes. It's we have one changeling currently within the world of IO.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, changelings are outsiders when it comes to this.
Like from another plane?
Yeah, so the way planes work in IO is not necessarily planes, but in fact veils. Planes are sort of like these, like, imagine planes as like veils that you would overlap on the prime plane and on the planet itself. So there's very few planes. So you got the astral veil, which is sort of like this otherworldly outer space sort of plane that kind of takes on the qualities of the area that's around it. So of this planet, if you were to go to like a different planet and the astral veil on that planet would be completely different than the astral veil on Io. So we got the astral, we've got the shadow veil, which has lore speaking has recently opened up, but normally you wouldn't see anything out of that. Changelings are, how can I say this?
Stinky.
No. Changelings are individuals without a past. Your origin is completely unknown. And yet you still have the ability that changelings are doing. And I will sort of say, like, your existence is almost alien in me.
Fuck, I just got done playing a changeling. They're my favorite race, though.
I was gonna say, I do not want Brand 2! But...
no, my last character I played in the Ravenloft game that I played in with Monty was a changeling who was raised by orcs and convinced that he was one.
He was an orc, yeah.
Yeah. And he also we thought he was a were-orc because he could only turn into orcs,
he could only
believed.
turn into orcs or people he thought were orcs.
And then you turned into our lizard folk guy, and you convinced him with a deception that he is in fact actually an orc and not a lizard folk.
Right, I turned into him because I thought he was another weird-looking orc.
So, to answer your question, yes, changelings are available. They're definitely one of the more rare races out there. So you're definitely not going to meet other changelings out in the world, or maybe you might, and you just don't fucking know it. But the key thing about changelings is that your past is unknown, essentially. Is when it comes to like where your origins are, where you came from, it is completely unknown. And because of that, I must ask you.
Pog.
Yes, well, there's that, but I must also give you the heads up and warning that because you do not have an origin that you remember, I must give you the warning. That means the DM, aka me, has complete control of what that origin may be.
I will give you the fattest blank check on my fucking back.
You gotta be careful when you give Brett the blank
absolute fool.
I will pass you the big, like, Price is Right, you won the sweepstakes blank check if I play a changeling.
All right, but that's
SciFri is coming here like Publishers Clearinghouse.
Listen, I gotta give the heads up, because whenever there is that kind of like unknown origin, I always have to give it, because this might be an origin that you do not like as a player for your character. All right, you have been given the disclaimer. So yes, if you would like to be a changeling, you are free to do so.
Dude, I just played a changeling.
Don't look at chat. Don't look at chat.
Listen. All right.
Chat's
SciFri. I was looking at chat just idly, and I had a lot of people boo me because I'm not playing a Goliath. Trust me, it's fine. You can play a race multiple times.
Excellent. All right. So are you thinking change right now, or are you gonna be thinking a little more on it?
I'll think on it for a bit.
Okay.
What happened to good old humans?
I was also thinking about humans.
That was like my last character I made was human, and I like humans.
Has anyone played an Aasimar in your world yet?
Has anyone played Aasimar in my? Nope. They have not.
That would be good for this campaign. They're literally.
I will also let you know, because there's a couple of things that I need to disclose about IO that's different than D&D Worlds. Angels and Celestials do not exist yet. They have not been spotted.
Baby.
They haven't been seen. In fact, above board, I will let you know, this is above board, but also not on the Prime timeline. Devils and demons have just recently been introduced into IO. So when it comes to Celestials, it's because their origin has not happened yet, but there will be a plan for Celestials to be. It's just that their origin has not happened yet.
Fucking
Something tells me it's gonna fall onto Bronn.
That's right. Bronn is the Celeste. No, maybe. The only that is actually pretty fucked now that I think about it. The only closest thing to a quote unquote radiant race so far have been the Flump.
Yeah! Fuck yeah! Hell yeah, dude!
Was that rolled on a wild magic table?
I'm gonna get some chalky milk to celebrate that.
Okay, wait. I'm about to change my entire idea. Could maybe, possibly, I play a Flump?
If you would like to play a Flump,
Flump.
Lawman is so upset by that.
What did I call them?
My crusade.
Well, I just remember the Flumps being like really fucking noodle armed and just like.
Hold on
Hey,
once.
Dex Pally.
Hold on. So if you want to play
art real fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time we talk about Flumps, this concept
Jerry.
of
No, I want to
Jerry's
name
brought
myself
up.
Jerry if I become a Flump.
Jerry keeps getting
I
brought
will
up.
sue on that one. That's an unacceptable thing there.
Wait, what was the Flump that we had in Under IO? What was his name?
Jason.
Jason, that's what it was. I want to be
thank
Jason
God.
Thunderburger.
Okay, so if you are a Flump, I've got the phase 3 race. I would actually ask you not to be a Flump, but a Flumpkin.
So wait, I'm hearing is I can playtest.
Yes. So do you remember me telling you about the Flumpkin at all?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Okay, so for those that didn't know about the Flumpkin, and I think some people in chat might know, the Flumps are born from the blood of Div as sort of like a sort of like antibody. They consume void to the point where they're self-sacrificing themselves. So to continue their ascension into further killing this vile thing known as the Void, the Flumpkin race has appeared. The Flumpkin race is essentially, the best way that I can describe is a what's the word? When you're a parasite, but it's like it's
an anomaly.
No, not anomaly. It's like where it's
like symbiotic.
It's yes. So the Flumpkin is essentially a symbiote Flump that attaches itself to a character, and you become a sort of hybrid Flump-like whatever. So you have to choose another race. So you could be like a human, but with a Flump symbiote that is a part of you within you itself. And essentially, you get the traits of both being a Flumpkin race as well as being a whatever race that is. So you kind of like get a couple of key features from like the Flump itself, but then you also get a key features of whatever race that you choose as well. You can keep your Flumpkin past or your Flumpkin self hidden with people if you'd like at that point. But essentially you gain the knowledge and the drive of the Flump. So Flumpkins typically are like lawful good characters because you have this like drive to destroy those that are considered darkness and evil, and that's because of the Flump symbiote that is a part of you.
I can't believe I'm about to become a Splatoon character.
I was thinking like, names for symbiotes. Okay,
You're
Venom, Carnage,
now.
Marshmallow.
You're Squid now.
I'm kind of looking over the stats. I'll have to rework. I'll have to not rework, but relook over the stats. Yeah, so like some of the key things you keep, for example, is you keep the same size of whatever your base race is, the same speed. You gain the light cantrip. Just as a flumpkin, you can cast light. You gain proficiency in history, arcana, and religion from your flump, so you immediately get proficiency in those. You become resistant to rate.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
that might.
Yeah, well, that's because the flump is essentially an immortal parasite, and so the flump that is with you are constantly dying, but they're reborn with the knowledge, because the flump themselves in this world of IO sort of have this like hive mind mentality. So when one dies, everyone learns from it, and that's why they have proficiency in these knowledge like these skills.
I don't want to question you, Brett, but have you looked at Kalishtar maybe and what they have instead?
Kalishtar?
Yeah, that's the same thing with them. They're like reborn. And,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
those
that's
are the Eberron humans that are like into like this weird dream realm.
I'll have to look into it. I'll definitely take a peek at that when I'm relooking over this race.
That many proficiencies that you get to choose from those. Or you just get all of those automatically.
You gain. I'll have to double check, but originally it looks like I documented you just gain all of those, and I think it's because of that. Yeah. You gain resistance to radiant damage. Void damage makes you uncomfortable, but does not inflict additional negative effect. And lightning tune. The flumpkin can hear a symphony of sounds within their head at all time that is only heard by the flumpkin. This can be suppressed at will. This also has various side effects depending on class. Barbarians who rage hear the song at a distorted or loud tune that drives them angrier, for example. Flumpkins also sleep as a trance, kind of like how elves do. Expanded languages, along with their languages, you get to know up to 4 of any other language from your flump. And then previous vessel, you inherit 1 racial feature from your vessel that is not an ability score, increase, age, alignment, size, speed, or languages. That's the original concept of the flumpkin race, but I'll let you know. So if you would like to be flumpkin, let me know. I also want to look at the... what's the new thing that they introduced? Something about heritages or something like that when you're making custom
that's
races?
in the Ravnica, or not Ravnica. That's in the Ravenloft, the new Ravenloft book that came in. Vinrictons.
Is it Ravenloft or is it the lineage, right? The custom
lineage,
lineages?
yeah. Custom lineages is also a thing. It's basically just custom race. Like you can
right.
you want.
So I might look also in custom lineages as well, because the flumpkin race, I will be honest, I kind of just read all those there. When it comes to like knowledges and proficiencies and things like that, I'm always fooled with it. So yeah.
There might be Tasha's. They might have it in Tasha's.
That might have been Tasha's. Yeah, I think it was Tasha's. It was.
I think I'm getting confused with the stuff they release in Vinrictons, which is like the Dampier and the Hex Blood, which is like on top of your race. You can add those in.
Yeah. So I'll let you know. But if you do decide to be a flumpkin summer, let me know. We'll work on that. Again, you go on.
I have one favor to ask. If you go flumpkin, you need to have a name for your flumpkin and a name for the vessel.
Oh, name for the flump? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, name for the flump. Then name for the vessel.
Yeah. Like two different names. I haven't established like naming patterns.
Whoops, drop Paul.
No. Yeah, but typically that would be like, you know, your flumpkin would kind of be like that becomes like your family name essentially, because the idea behind this is that you get to, like, once your vessel dies, you impart your flump onto someone else, essentially, that is willing. But these are the ones that seek knowledge and seek more meaning within their life. But you have to be your symbiote is a flump, essentially, is what it comes down to that.
So you get all these benefits, but the downside is you're a fucking flump.
The downside is you got a growth on your back or your arm or your head or wherever the heck you want to put the symbiote.
I'm gonna wear Jason as a hat.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
See, this is better than the original idea I had, which was to be a Kenku, and her name was going to be Amber, and her full name was going to be Amber Crowby the Finch.
Well, you could also be a Kenku if you'd like.
I like the Kenku idea better personally, but that's my preference, and I like birds. So.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's up to you and what you want to play, Summer. Whatever you want. What are you thinking, Tom, about playing? Race-wise.
Half orc.
Ooh, half orc paladin. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
That's respectful. I like that.
I generally go for the backstory before I tend to go for art. So the whole thing with him was I was gonna have him be like a former like gang leader in I guess Wendelin is where everybody's from.
Oh, I like it.
Like as short as possible, like his gang gets wiped out. Like one of his gang members managed to stick like whoever killed him with a knife, so he carries that knife around with him with the dried blood and hoping to find somebody that can like divine whose blood it is so he can get revenge on him. So that way he went Oath of Vengeance.
Ooh, goddamn.
Monty kind of poked a hole in my bludgeoning paladin thing here that I'm hoping could be.
There could be a way to rectify it.
Yeah. Divine Smite requires melee weapon attacks. I was planning on going fisticuffs.
So I do have fisticuff weapons that count as unarmed strike, but also follow the classifications of weapons. So you can have.
There you go.
You can, cool. Yeah, so you can have some cestus or some gauntlets that allow you to do some punchy punch. I don't know
They probably just did that ruling to make sure that you couldn't stack monk abilities with paladin smites and stuff. It's smart and it makes sense.
It does make sense. Meanwhile, I have a monk that uses a greatsword as a monk weapon. So, I just throw that right out the fucking window.
Gerard?
Yeah, Gerard. Gerard uses Gerard is able to Fury of Blows with a greatsword. So he's literally for attacking with his immortal weapon. And I am okay with it. So needless to say, rule of cool, baby. So I don't know if we're actually going to get into this. We might, depending. So I've been showing everyone this in all of the games. Allow me to show you what you may be doing. All things, we'll see if it ends up happening, but you may get to craft your own weapon.
Card game.
Yes. Yes. So there are custom crafting mechanics, specifically blacksmithing, which allows you to make weapons and armor. There is, God, I forgot what the word is, but essentially it what was it called? Mage Right. There's a Mage Right profession that makes magic weapons as well as makes magic items, but also enchants weapons and armors. There will be an alchemist profession. There'll be a cooking profession. And we are also going to be messing around this Friday with the fishing mechanic, which means fishing is here.
Let's fucking go!
This is officially an MMO.
Yeah. IO is effectively an MMO. I mean, that's just that's all there is to it. IO phase 3 especially is just essentially becoming an MMO. Gold is gonna have meaning again because I feel like we haven't had any meaning for gold in IO, and part of that is unfortunately my fault. But I want to give gold meaning again. I want to give levels meaning again. I want players to be able to like purchase parcels of land and build shit with it. Let's fucking go. So. I'll give you a little brief rundown. Everyone here is familiar with D&D, so I'll give you a little brief rundown about how crafting goes. One property you might notice over here in the upper right corner, these are all the weapon properties that you can have. I want to introduce a property specifically that allows for unarmed, for weapons to be considered unarmed. I still need to work out the details and the balance behind it. I may cap that at a certain damage level, but we'll find out about that. But essentially, it allows you to make unarmed weapons, quote unquote, specifically so you can add properties like the light properties, so you can actually do unarmed as a bonus action. You could go ahead and do an offhand punch, and that would actually function as a bonus unarmed strike that you can do. So the way this crafting system works, it actually works out pretty well with it. You have to pick a damage type. You You have to pick how many damage you can do, and then you just get to stack on properties as long as you get to choose if it's going to be a ranged weapon or a melee weapon, and then you just get to keep on stacking properties. You'll notice in the upper right-hand corner of the cards is a plus number with an anvil on top of that. That number increases the DC for your blacksmith check that you have to beat. If you do not beat the check, your weapon breaks, which means the material that you use to construct the weapon out of it shatters right in your hand. Wasted money, wasted material, everyone feels sad. You can go ahead and use stat spells and assistance and things like that, but it can only be done once per craft, which means you can't have 20 people slapping guidance on your ass. 1 guidance, 1 bardic inspiration, 1 help action, etc., etc.
I looked up paladin orders because I was genuinely curious. I'm like, oh, do they stack like by the book? But they actually do not. So
yeah. For what was I about to say? Totally forgot what I was about to say. If you do a help action, it specifically has to be with someone who's proficient in the blacksmithing skill. So you can't be like, there, buddy, smacks back. The good thing about the blacksmith proficiency skill is you get to choose the ability score that you'd like to do, because technically every single ability score has a way to assist in blacksmithing. Whether it be the strength of your hammer, the finesse that you do to actually craft the weapon itself, your just simple intellect of how to handle the forge, your constitution of how to survive the heat, just your knowledge of what's happening with the weapon with the wisdom, or charisma, which is my favorite, is just fucking magic the weapon to what you want to do.
I will smooch the weapon.
I talk to the weapon to smooth it out. Yeah.
Be sharp. Be sharper. Be sharper.
The charisma, I look at it kind of how like sorcerers and warlocks use charisma as their spellcasting stat. That's the way I look at like how like almost like magic crafting with it. But if you'd like to be funny guy, you could talk to the sword to make it better. So you're just persuading the sword. Be like, come on. So the I'm just gonna do a quick run through of this so you don't have to feel like you need to know exactly how this is, but just to give you a general idea, so that way you're able to create your own custom weapons. The first thing that you do is you slap on a damage type. The DC immediately starts at 0, which means, hey, I got a +2 over there. I'm gonna do a blacksmith check. I'm gonna just say the blacksmith check for this is like +6. We're gonna throw that there. I beat the DC with a 17, which means now I can go to the second step, which is adding the damage. I want to make a D12 fucking hammer. Let's go. That adds +10, which means now my formula is a DC 12, which means I get to roll again, but now I have to beat a DC 12. 17 again. So now after those two are set, you have effectively made a weapon. Or if you'd like, rings hands, you can go over to the lovely properties over here and
gamble,
start doing. That's right. And then start fucking gambling, baby. This can do things as. Yeah, this could do things as making your big, hefty weapon a light-handed weapon, and I don't care. Fucking do it. It's fine by me. If you're looking at a 1d12 bludgeoning weapon that's light and going, hold on one second, Brett, you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm fucking crazy. Welcome to IO. So for this, you could be like, all right, I think I'm gonna... You could make it a finesse weapon. You could do light weapon. There's gonna be other traits that you can find. So when you're building a weapon, typically the best way to build a weapon is you find a piece of iron ore, which is has like a net price of 50. All the weapons and armor have different prices in IO. I just have to go ahead and get through with that and figure out what that is. I haven't hammered out all the prices yet, but essentially you get a chunk of iron ore, and then 1 iron ore allows you to make whatever weapon you want. There are supplemental materials, which are essentially magical materials that you can find, whether it be within caves and strongholds, off of bosses, etc., that allow you to add additional properties. And there are certain different types of base ores that you can make that enhance the weapon. So, for example, let me go ahead and show you a little something that I'm pretty excited about. So you can use your stinky default iron ore, or you can find special ores that may have the following properties. Hey, you know how finesse is really cool? Well, what if you made a weapon that scaled off of your charisma stat instead, or your wisdom stat, or your constitution stat, or your intelligence stat, making brilliant weapons, vibrant weapons, noble weapons. These are all options that you can do when you're creating your own weapon. If you want to make a wisdom weapon and make it consider it your holy blade, you are free to do so and have it scale your attacks instead of using your strength on wisdom. things like that. Min-maxing weapons are all about gamba, gamba, gamba. So I think for this one, let's say you find an enlightened thing. We're going to continue on with the previous example, and let's make it, I think noble weapons are wisdom. Yes. So, well, bam. And then we're gambing because that is now a DC 16. So I got to beat a DC 16. And with a 12, the weapon shatters in my hand because I wanted to gamba. And yeah, that's exactly how that works. There are a lot of cool traits with secondary materials and supplemental materials that you add on. Will usually give you like a list of traits that you can do with that. Here's some traits that you may be able to find for certain weapons.
There's so much more. It keeps popping up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. For example, you might find what's one material I gave? So I have a material called Moonstone that I gave. Moonstone as a supplementary material can add one of the following. I love the moon. If I already have the class feature. Yes, I think this is a property I want to add to armor. I'll have to double check, but I have my notes. But anyways, so with a supplementary material, you could be like, hey, so while I'm making this mace, you can either, and this is an either or, so you can't add both of them. You can be like, I want to make this a magic weapon. So then you do that, and if you successfully beat the DC, it becomes a +1 weapon. Or you could be like, fuck that, I'm gonna do extra fucking damage. This adds 1d4 radiant damage whenever you attack. You may want to go ahead and do it that way as well. But when you choose a property, the other property goes away. So the supplementary materials that you add as well is also based off of the choice of the crafter itself. The general idea behind the crafting, as I'm kind of throwing out here, is you as the player get to build your own magical arms and armament that kind of gives your own custom style. And if you decide to become proficient in blacksmithing, it's going to give you the scaling opportunities to become just a great weapon and armor smith that you can then sell to other players. We may see this in this campaign, depending on if you decide to explore around the area that you're in, and you end up finding some materials, and one of you decides to take up the skill of blacksmithing, or maybe even has the skill of blacksmithing, and you guys decide to do this. Obviously not a requirement, but you'll be free to create your own custom weapons and armor to help you and your own. Yeah.
I love
so that's
my roll 20 crashed. I was like,
oh
things
no,
are moving. Are things moving? I'm like looking, and I was like,
yeah. Your roll 20 might have.
Yeah, we're having issues with it earlier today.
Oh no. Well, yeah, I think the internet's just been dying in general today. So because Discord was also shitting the bed. Well, I hope that wasn't too long of a winded explanation. Like, do you understand like the basics of like the crafting? Cool. Yeah, I wanted to keep it extremely simple. While allowing the Gamba option, but also allowing the fully customization for you to build what you want to build, whether it be for your character or for another. All right.
So with the loading property.
Yeah, so there are, I don't know if I added I think I wanted to add the loading property as like a penalty.
I'm just sorry. Just imagine someone like using the loading property on a sword, and they grab it, it makes like noise.
Yeah, it's good.
You drop it on the ground.
So some properties when we adding the crafting will actually subtract from the DC. So for example, I don't use the heavy property type because I find it silly that a small character can't use a heavy weapon, and there literally is no like, well, yeah, small characters can't use this weapon, but the plus side is, and then you're just staring off into space because that's literally all the heavy property does. So the heavy property, small characters can wield heavy weapons. There's no penalty involved in it whatsoever. And instead I've made the heavy property when it comes to crafting weapons, it simply says your weapon suffers a -1 penalty to hit, and that subtracts the DC by 2 by making the weapon heavier, but also kind of gives you a better chance to be like, well, I want to add finesse, but I'm not that good of a blacksmith, so I'm also gonna make, which is weird that you're really like a heavy finesse weapon, but fuck it, you can describe it the way you want. Also, the weapons that you build, you describe what the weapon is. All the weapons that are crafted, by the way, with blacksmithing are all considered simple weapons. That means even if you are creating a weapon that has the same attack strength and the same flexibility as a martial weapon, it's built as a simple weapon, which means if you'd like to go ahead and hand that to your wizard or whoever the hell has proficiency in simple weapons, you're more than welcome to do so, with the understanding, hopefully, that anyone can wield it. But yeah, that's all I have to share and talk about. That is your session 0 prep. You guys have like any questions or anything else you'd like to bring up to me?
Just languages. Are there any languages in this universe that you would consider from the list of just normal languages completely useless and not worth taking?
Oh boy. Draconic is considered a dead language because there really aren't any dragons in the world anymore. When Div and Void died, because dragons in the world of Io were so linked to the gods, when the gods were killed, all the dragons essentially fell over dead, with only the most powerful of dragons, the ancient dragons, lost their minds. So because of that, no one really speaks Draconic anymore, because there really isn't any dragon kind that does that. Think of Draconic as Latin. So if you want to do it, you can go ahead and show off to your friends that you know Draconic, but it really isn't useful when it comes to actual conversation.
Wow, Esperanto.
Yeah.
I got 2 quick ones for you, Brett.
Ask
First
away.
of all, does Div or / the Faithful have any sort of like color scheme or like emblem?
That's a good question. Lawman?
Yeah. Yeah. We have an emblem. It's like a burning sun. I think Brett might have a picture of it.
I think you gave me something once a long time ago, right?
Yeah, a long time ago. But I mean, the imagery can be changed. I mean, that's not like hard set in place. It must be this. But the idea is the sigil is a burning sun, and I don't remember, there was color, wasn't there?
I'm checking.
What was the original?
I'm trying to see.
I think the Order of Bronn had a color scheme before Bronn showed up, but then I think he might have changed it when he became the Faith.
Double checking now. Going all in. Might have showed me. Oh, don't have it. But I do remember you showing it to me at one point, so I don't know why I don't have it. So we'll figure it out. If you, I don't know where you found it. I'm sure there's plenty of sigil makers out there that you'd be able to do that.
Yeah, we can get that.
Yeah. And as far as fishing is concerned, I don't know when you guys are going to be fishing, but if you do ever decide to, just let me know and I'll break out the fishing.
I fucking love fishing.
I would love the Crusaders.
I can always put Crusade on hold for a little fish time with the boys.
we have a river right there. Unfortunately, the fish might not be too lively, considering it's right next to the
void,
voided
the cancer. Yeah,
this is why we have to kill the void count over there, the Draco Lich, so that we could fish in the river.
That, ultimate goal right there. Like we're not doing this because the dragon goes against our Lord and Savior Div, and so we can go fishing.
Yeah.
Someone in chat, I don't know if they were serious or not, asked, "Can you use the fish to blacksmith?" The answer is yes. There are some fish that you can fish out to actually make different materials of weapons.
Oh my god! I want fish boxing gloves.
Someone was
no. We're doing it. We're gonna do the TF2 thing. We're doing the fish weapon.
Yes.
So
every time you hit somebody with, they get a notification.
Do you guys mind if I give you just like a really quick rundown of how fishing works in IO?
Yeah.
So.
Go for it.
So look at, so it's the same thing. We're still working with cards and decks of cards because cards are, it's just that I find the best representation when it comes to this side shit. So look at a fishing area or a body of water as a deck of cards. Every hour that you're fishing, I draw from that deck of cards, and each area of fishing is a different deck of cards depending on what areas that you're in. So this deck that I have here, it doesn't affect you guys, but it's a perfect example. So let's say we got SciFri's fishing in the river because he loves fishing. After an hour, I draw a card, and that card is, and I will show you now. Nothing bites the line, which means you got nothing this hour, which means which means it's gonna be another one. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Ace of trout.
So, but the second, during the second hour of fishing, and by the way, I'm using the Roll20 card deck, right? You guys can't see it, but I'm using the Roll20 dart card deck. It's an entire deck of cards. I have a deck of nothing. I have a couple of decks of fish, etc., etc. So
Brett,
during the second hour, yes, Monty.
I'm a Warforged. Can I walk into the water and just start fighting the fish on the water?
So, this is a common question that chat often asks. Can I blow up the river? Can I go in there and start punching fish? Can I, et cetera, et
Am
cetera,
I
et
about to
cetera?
make the conservation officers knock on my front door?
So, yes, you can do all of this. However, if you wish to use the fish for properties of alchemy, for cooking, for blacksmithing, they have specific and this is the biggest bullshit answer, I don't fucking care. They have specific magical properties that if they are not properly fished out in a normal fashion, when you do punch the fish and blast it all out, all you get is, you get the fish, but all you can use for it at that point in time is like transform it into like rations, like that. There's like no other property. That
you must fish with honor.
You must fish with honor. Exactly. That's what it is. Because I got plenty of people who are like, what if I just like as a wizard change water and I don't
chain lightning
I
onto
don't
the
play
river.
and that's where I go, you play the game and get the rewards or you don't play at all. So yes, you can absolutely walk in and start punching the shit out of fish, but I promise
I don't
you
want to catch them. I think it'd be fun.
just to punch fish. Exactly. You're absolutely able to do so, but all you're gonna collect from it is literally just chunks of fish that you can use for rations at that point.
And I don't even need to eat it either. It's
that's
the fucked up part. It's like I don't even need to
That's fucked up. They don't even need to eat food. They just walked into the river and punched a fish to death.
So,
meanwhile, SciFri's on the shore going, "Stop! You're scaring them away!
Stop it, dude!" So, during the second hour of fishing, however, you are fortunate enough to find that you actually got something. But wait, Mr. SciFri, you can't just say you caught it. You have to now actually catch it. And this is where your fishing skill comes into place.
He's on the line.
So yeah, this is where it is. He's on the line. So the upper right corner is the DC of what you need to catch the fish. The lower right, which is the heart, is how many successes you need before the fish is technically caught. And the bottom left one is how many attempts you get. So with the dandelion fish, you get 3 attempts. If you fail, that's okay. You can keep going until you get the 1 success you need, and the DC is 11. So you'll find bigger fish that'll have like, you get 5 attempts, but they have 3 hearts, which means you need to roll 3 successes. So you roll your fishing. Let's say you roll the 13. Congratulations, you got yourself a dandelion fish. As you see on the card, the dandelion fish can be used for cooking and alchemy. The way cooking works in IO is that, you ever play Final Fantasy 15 where you're like, you know, I learned a new recipe, ha ha ha, and you eat some food, you get a buff, and then you go to sleep? Yeah.
I did play Final Fantasy 15, but I only did fishing.
Yes, well that is, so that effectively is this. So if you've got a chef in your party and you would like to use the dandelion fish as a cooking recipe, specifically in the meat area, and you succeed the DC, and you guys eat whatever meal you have with the dandelion fish, your next day, the buff that you get from that meal is that, you know how short rests, you can use your hit die to like heal yourself? You know what I mean when you're doing short rests? This gives you a bonus hit die. So if you have 9 HD, because you ate the dandelion fish today, you now have 10 bonus HD to heal from. Yeah,
that's good fish.
Yeah. So
that's good eats, bro.
And so you can make, and so the idea behind cooking is the same thing, where essentially you're building like these plates of meals with these assorted buffs that you can use for the next day, with the idea that you're building this like all this cooking stuff so that you can go ahead and cook some food.
Oh my god, I'm going to do cooking RP.
Hell yeah. And
I'm totally right there with you, because my character for phase 3 is going to be all about cooking.
And
like survival cooking.
And you'll also notice that fish have multiple purposes, which means you can choose to use the dandelion fish for cooking, or you could attempt to make a potion using the dandelion fish. And potions, the way alchemy works is depending on what base you use. You can add a certain amount of properties to make the potion that you'd like. This one, if you use one of the properties, is simply heals for 1d4 hit points. So you can make a little 1d4 potion using the dandelion fish as a property. Also, I gotta give one final nod to the IO community. All the fish that you see in the world of IO has been community created, which means the description, the name of the fish, and you'll actually notice in the lower right-hand corner, are individuals who wanted to make some fucking fish for the world of IO and for fishing mechanics.
Hell yes!
Hey, good job, chat. You keep making those fish.
So the community so far has made over 400 fish.
Yo,
so
I'm gonna catch them all.
So needless to say, there will always be something cool and different to fish depending on what areas that you decide to go into. And every area is a different fishing deck.
Here's
legendary fish?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, Monty?
Really dumb question.
Please.
The answer is probably no. As a Warforged, I don't sleep. Could I just fish when everyone else is sleeping?
As long as it does not impede with your resting, yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can.
I don't know. I don't think my character would want to do that, but that's just a curious question.
Just like an idea. Man, even if you can, I would totally make it so that Warforged have like upgrade chips that you could install, and one of them could be
you can.
Yeah.
You get that as part of the class. Is you get it
that's
proficiency
cool.
with your tools. Yeah. I actually took Smith's tools because I'm like, I need to fix myself because I'm traveling. So I took Smith's tools, as you were saying, like, oh, you need to have the Smith's tools to help. And I'm like, oh. Shit.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, like, even if it's like you're supposed to be inactive and you can't fish, I would totally make like an idle fish program so while you're doing long rests, you're able to, like, your body goes into auto mode of fishing, so you just become like a fishing bot during long rests. I would absolutely do that.
Next EO player, steal that idea.
Yeah, there you go, auto fisher. So within the deck itself, you will actually, I don't want to show anything else off, but you can find dandelion fish are probably one of the more common fishes you can fish in that specific lake, but there are other fish that are uncommon. You can also find rare fish that once they are caught, they are removed from the deck permanently when it comes to that lake. And then there is, and I mean it, legendary fish that is one of those super rare fish that either have the fewest existence either in IO, or they're literally fish that you can catch one of and then there's nothing else, and those usually are big fish that you can use for properties of blacksmithing, properties for magic item creation, all sorts of things like that. If you catch that, and they're extremely hard to catch. But
yeah, this is my one of one rare fish.
Old snaggletooth.
But I will also let you know, because there is a fish in there which has a red border with like skulls and crossbones. You can fish out bosses, and then you will have to fight that actual boss, because they can actually survive on land and attempt to kill you as they are trying to get back to the lake so that they can go living back underneath. Or if they're a really predatory fish, they'll just try and eat you once you actually fish them out. And then once you kill that, that's where you find more properties and things like that. Yeah, fishing's pretty involved in IO.
You're tempting me so much.
All right, folks.
Brett, you've created
the dragon. Let's go fishing.
You've created a situation where people are just going to spend entire sessions fishing.
I specifically built the fishing mechanic so that if you wanted a campaign just to fish, you
go
can
on
do
a
that.
Fishing trip, boys.
You can
like,
literally
hit
do
the
that.
water, you know, the Dracolich can wait.
If parties specifically wanted to have a fishing campaign that they were actually able to, I mean that's IO Phase 3 is specifically. It's going to be like players write the stories, but players may also be like, yo, let's craft some really gnarly weapons and then start charging other players like, hey,
oh my god,
we got the flaming enchant. You want to fucking go? Yeah, it's to kind of like build that like player ecosystem, because that's what I want to do. So,
I love that.
Yeah. That's what I see.
Other quick question.
Sorry, I totally derailed you. I apologize.
Yeah, starting equipment.
So baseline starting equipment at level 2 or 9, you can go ahead and have a piece of +2. You can have a +2 weapon and a +2 armor of your choice.
Fun.
But other than that, it's the base starting equipment that you normally would.
So sorry, can you repeat that just so I can write that down?
Yeah, absolutely. It's base starting equipment, but you get to add a +2 weapon of your choice and a +2 armor of your choice.
Would I sell the armor that I get from Paladin and buy a cheaper armor?
Like to have gold?
No, because I'm going Dex Paladin, and we start with like chainmail, but say I want to buy like studded leather. Like, can I sell the chainmail and buy studded leather instead?
No, you would just have +2 studded leather then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a +2 armor of your choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not, I'm not giving of your choice. Yeah, so I'm not giving you like +2. I'm not saying everyone take +2 plate.
Idiot.
Yeah. So, but if you do want a +2 plate, you absolutely can do that. If you'd rather have normal plate and then have a +2 shield instead, you can absolutely do that. So it's up to you. So +2 armor of your choice.
+2 shield.
And we are able to take feats for our characters, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
You can exchange your ability score improvements for
Please
feats.
tell me you don't allow lucky.
I do allow lucky.
Oh God, no.
I've had parties looking at Lawman in summer that everyone fucking had lucky. It's
I ban it. I get rid of it. I do a hero point system instead. I fucking hate lucky.
I don't mind it. It's there's so many.
It.
So my lucky exchange is when you defeat bosses. Bosses kind of have a quote unquote loot table that they drop. And if you would like, you can use one of your luckies to re-roll stuff that you didn't get, so that you're actually able to be like, oh wait, here it is. Lifts up the rib cage.
The chest is empty, boys. Wait, no, it's not.
There was a fake bottom on this chest.
Yeah. So, and what I have found players started doing was saving their luckies for additional loot. But yeah, if you would like to use lucky, you are more than welcome to. It doesn't bother me at all.
Feats it is then. Tavern Brawler and Crusher.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I thought Thomas would be like, feats it is the Tavern Brawler and Lucky.
Lucky and other lucky.
I had Lucky, yeah.
Tavern Brawler if I'm using a gauntlet, right?
Sorry, what? Tavern Brawler? Let me take a look at the
Because
Tavern.
it turns my unarmed strike into a 1d4, but if I'm using a gauntlet as a weapon, then that's just a weapon then, right?
Well, you'd have to craft the weapon. You wouldn't actually start off with it, but yes. So you have to...
What was that about starting with a +2 weapon though?
Yeah, you start with a +2 weapon of the base weapons. You don't actually start with.
Gotcha.
So if you'd like to,
I guess I'm not starting with a weapon then.
Yeah. So if you'd like to not start with a weapon and instead start with essentially a shard that can imbue upon a weapon to make it +2 later, you are more than welcome to do that. Meaning, if you would like to make a gauntlet later on and then transform it into a +2 weapon with the shard, you are absolutely able to do that.
Sounds good.
Yep, and so if you'd like to future plan your character, you can do that.
Yep. I think I'll go with that shard and then forge the gauntlet later.
Shard of Radiance. Yes, at one point during the evening, you wake up and clutching upon your hand is this radiant, glowing shard of awesome power.
Where the hell did I get this?
You believe you can. You believe.
Sweet eBay.
Yeah, you believe you can imbue it later on. You can use it to imbue upon.
Crazy, they left us in a dumpster.
People throw out all the most useful things.
Someone in chat said a +2 coupon.
Yes, +2 coupon. Cha-ching, you went to the cash shop. Amazing.
But I left the sigil in Bronn.
Oh, I saw that. Nice. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah,
if I were to attack with a gauntlet, then would I be able to take a? It wouldn't be an unarmed strike anymore. Would I be able to take advantage of the unarmed features from Tavern Brawler?
From like a default gauntlet, or are you talking specifically about? Oh, I see what you're saying. So if you took, so what you're asking is right
about mainly about the grapple thing.
Yeah, if you took Tavern Brawler, yes. If it counts as an unarmed strike and you have Tavern Brawler, you are able to use that bonus action to grapple the target.
Headlocks all around.
I've already done it with a character before. So, yes, absolutely. And that character had a cestus as well that effectively made their unarmed attack stronger and gave them the ability to do. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Probably what I'm going to do with unarmed is make it a property and do like a +4 to the DC, so that if you were to make a really beefy, heavy damage weapon, you're going to have to pay for it via DC checks. Absolutely. Gotcha. So more than likely what'll happen, and we'll find that out, one of you would be able to be the blacksmith of the party. So decide which one of you would like to do that.
I was going to go forge cleric. So.
Oh, were you? Okay, then you'd be better then. I picked smith's tools to fix myself.
Yeah.
I can fix you too. Come here. Patch job.
Fix.
Ooh.
Come into my shop.
Does anyone have any other questions they'd like to ask?
What's 8 times 9? Oh, 64.
72.
72.
Oh no, it is 72, sorry.
Oh yeah.
8 times 8 is 64.
Yeah, 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times
I'm
9
not
is
good
72.
at math.
I apparently am very good at math. I had to figure out a barbarian resistance to a weapon attack that had multiple damage. All while it was like what was it? It was a spiritual guardian's effect going off in addition to an uncanny dodge, specifically and there was a source of damage that couldn't be reduced. And I scared my entire party because I was like, okay, let me see here. And I spit a bunch of numbers like, okay, you take 32 points of damage. And they're like, what the fuck just happened here? And I was like, oh shit, I guess I'm good at math. Oh, all right, sweet. So
hey, that works.
Yeah. DM good at math, I feel like is a positive trait, especially when you're dealing with high level play that we're gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've seen it all, and no need to worry. I'm not gonna. You all do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna one-shot it.
Someone in your chat who's a regular in ours just said Monty doesn't need Smith's tools anymore. Deploy bait and tackle.
Yeah, fishing rod, absolutely.
I could switch like Summer if that's what you want to aim for. That would be great, and I could possibly take something else. I only really took it because I didn't.
Fisherman tool proficiency.
Also please keep in mind that when it comes to the blacksmithing and fishing, I'm not specifically talking about skill proficiency, or I'm sorry, tool proficiencies here. There will actually be additional proficiencies that will be added on to your already existing proficiencies. So please do not create your character with the idea that you're taking something away to be a blacksmith or to be a fisherman. These are things that will be added on to the rest of your already existing proficiencies and tool proficiencies.
Got it.
Yeah, it's whatever you want. I just know I'm definitely going the forge route, so that's something that they'd be super into.
Fuck yeah. Big fuck yeah. All right. Yeah. So if you guys, do you feel confident about getting art before session 1?
I just messaged my artist, and he's asking clarifying questions, so I'm good to go.
Perfect.
And an effort to save money. I think Bronn is the same as he was in the
I
last.
assumed you will be using the able art that you already have. That's fine.
He is immortal after all.
That is
In
fine.
an effort to save money, I'll make something in clip.
Yeah. Also keep in mind
if you add some glowy eyes.
Also keep in mind if you guys want to make like a general sketch and then end up using the bird art that I'm gonna hire Bird to do as your token, you're also free to do that. So if you want to like draw something, so if you want to just draw like a simple idea with whatever basic artistic skills you have, and you'd be like, this please, and I would like to use Bird's art as my token, you're welcome to do that as well. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I got artists on speed dial.
And if you want to use your own artist, that's okay. Bro, listen. I point at this all the time. Look at Goblins of Io. Look at Krendor's character.
I love Krendor's character.
He made it in MS Paint, and it's been there for 42 sessions now, and I literally don't give a fuck. It's whatever you guys want to do.
Did you see the drawing that Haruka initially did for Sugma?
I did. Yes, I did.
Good.
So good.
I looked at that and went, you want that to be your character? Okay. After playing with the Ultra Ballad crew, I was like, yeah, I think I've got a pretty high patience threshold for players and general shenanigans. I'm good. That's where I learned. It's one thing to say that you're a patient DM, but it's another thing to experience it and then be like, Yeah, I'm doing all right. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Yeah, feel free. And whatever art you guys give me, I will forward over to Bird, who usually gets them over pretty freaking quickly and puts in a nice little fun GIF style. So your tokens will also look a little animated. By animated, I mean they kind of have like that sketchy look, if that makes sense.
They got the edited.
Like what is it? Like the Jungle Book.
Yeah, a little bit. It reminds me of what was that RPG? Summer, you played it, right? It was an RPG. Not a Amori.
Amori.
Yeah. It kind of has like that Amori stuff. The best way. Here,
They just got a little wiggle.
I have some of Sicily saved. I'll just plug them in the chat.
Oh yeah, you could just do that as well. So like, that's the general style that Bird does, and I'm posting it in your chat right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you would like to give me a general sketch, and if you want to save yourself some money and just use Bird, or just have use the Bird Discord reaction that I'm gonna have, and have that be your token, hey, all more power to you, my friends. Whatever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You'll plug.
Yeah. So whenever you have that art, send it over. I'll talk to the Bird about it. I'm gonna message him now to see if he's.
That snake is so good.
Eel pog.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys have any other questions? I'm not trying to rush you out. I just want to make sure you guys have everything that you need answered before we wrap up today's session.
Is a custom background all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate backgrounds personally, so you're more than welcome. You're more than I know. I see it. I see you.
I feel like they're very limiting.
I know.
Well, if you use the Bond's flaws or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and see for my DMing style, I prefer you. I like the backgrounds when you don't have an idea of what you want to play. I feel like it's a great guideline. But
I feel like at least you have to, like, not from the actual recommended, but you have to come up with a flaw. Like, you have to come up with a flaw for your character. If you're not gonna pick a background.
I like that idea of having a flaw, and I think good characters should have flaws. But ultimately, it's whatever. So
I'm just picking backgrounds for the skill proficiencies, bro.
Yeah, if you're just looking at backgrounds for the skill proficiency, just like a custom background and then just go crazy with that. I mean,
mine's Acolyte because it's the only one I had unlocked.
It was the only thing we had unlocked. Yeah. It was the only thing we had unlocked at the time. Absolutely. Oh, good times. Yeah. What else? What other questions you guys got?
I'm gonna talk to SciFri because I just want to make sure that we're not overlapping for the most part.
Yeah, and feel free to use the general chat for that as well. Also, I'm a big proponent. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but anyways, if there is, if you decide to have a character idea, and after like the first couple of sessions, you're like, I fucking hate this. This is not what I want to do. You're totally free to quote unquote re-roll / respec your character into something else that you can try and do, so you're not feeling stuck with a character that you're not super happy with. So, yeah, feel free to make your characters.
Do you have any lore questions or like just Bronn related questions? I mean,
yeah,
his name's in the campaign. I feel definitely.
You're responsible.
I am an open book for any questions of like, why would I follow this guy? And
would we have heard of the Bronn being the only like person to successfully like resurrect somebody?
I think he's not the only one to ever have done it, but he's I think the only living one to have done it.
Living person that has resurrected someone, yeah, because he lived during a time where resurrection was the cool thing about Bronn, right? And this is the Bronn selling point. Bronn lived in a time where there was gods.
Right. And he like has that like living part of Div inside of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yippers.
Div is just DIV, right?
DIV.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Like the first part of divinity.
Yep.
Yeah. And like void backwards without the O.
Yeah. Void back. Oh.
Oh. Where's the O, Brett? Where's the O go?
Where'd the O go? They're also typically spelled out capitalized, so DIV is fully caps.
It's an acronym.
Maybe.
IO, more like an IOU 1-0.
I hate it here.
God damn it, Sci.
They can all be spelled out with letters and numbers. IOU, the number 1, and then the letter O.
God. Oh my
That's
fucking.
my license plate number.
And it just looks like IOUIO.
Oh my fucking god.
Ayo. Play it on one of those like text to speech.
Yeah, what was it? Moonbase Alpha? IOU. John Madden. John Madden.
What?
So before we wrap up, any other questions? You guys have any other questions for me?
We should be doing our character. We're doing our character creation through D&D Beyond, right?
Yes. Let me go ahead and get you that link. Thank you very much, Tom. Which campaign do I have available that has these slots?
I have never used D&D Beyond before.
Oh.
Really? It's really... They actually just updated it, too, to do some really cool things as well.
Very fucking
where it
intuitive,
shows
finally.
you if you haven't completed an ability score increase on a character option, it actually shows that now in the ability section of the character creator, which is great.
5 slots. I'm going to edit this campaign to World of Io. I'm hoping in phase 3 we will be able to use that Foundry has a pretty good standalone character
Foundry
creator.
is so good.
Fingers
I've moved
crossed.
over to it recently, and
Phase 3 is.
I haven't tried it yet.
if you need help setting up like Foundry, like modules to, like I have a set of Foundry modules that my pal Luca helped me set up that make it like literally almost identical workflow to working on Roll20.
Ooh, okay.
And it's so nice.
I linked the D&D Beyond. This has Compendium open, so you guys will have access to a shitload of content. If there is a specific content that Wizards has released that I do not have there within there, let me know. I will purchase that, and we'll go. I'm just waiting for the day that I actually end up buying all the books, and that's when Wizards is like, hey, do you need all the D&D Beyond content? And I'll be like, cool. Not anymore, but thanks. Thanks for noticing me. You guys will be sharing a campaign with the goblins. That's exciting, right?
God, there's so many 3rd level spells. Jesus Christ.
Yes. But yeah, that D&D Beyond link will there, and I'm more than happy. And hey,
all I'm saying is a 5th level cleric spell, Insect Plague.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
make sure when you look at the spells, you're not taking the specific class ones, because there's some that are specifically only for the subclass you pick.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
so
if you'd like to look at the screen, we had a piece of fan art that was done by Sardenia over their phone.
Ooh.
Oh, I definitely lost my internet at some point.
The
'cause the
land.
stream was frozen.
That Bronn?
Refresh it.
That's
the
Bronn.
boy.
That Bronn.
That's my dad.
That's my dad.
That's my dad. I point at the screen. I follow him.
Dad!
That's him. That's the one who I've devoted my life to.
That's the
Go.
campaign.
Let's bring back Tim.
Is that the guy throwing the rat meme or holding? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronn upon the.
All right. Well, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to this this campaign. You guys stoked? You looking forward to session 1 next week?
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
curious.
Yes.
This is gonna be good. That's just Summer. Yes, that's our resident Summer gremlin over there.
My D&D got canceled for almost a month in a row. Yes.
Yeah.
Is this,
I'm really jazzed.
Summer,
to
is this your
finally
5th
play
or
D&D
6th
with
character in
Summer.
IO?
This is my 5th character. I finally beat Joe in amount of characters.
Some may say that's probably one of the main reasons why Summer picked up this campaign.
I'm here because you asked me. I was asked to be here. Brett was like, I want to get people who haven't played an IO before, but are like veterans. Summer, you want to join? I've never played an IO before.
I did not. I whatever. I was whatever. Summer.
To be fair,
I've been talking about playing D&D forever for years, and we've never gotten the chance.
Yeah.
Now we do.
Yeah, I could.
Now
I'm
gonna kill you.
I haven't played D&D in IO. I've played D&D in the Void or in the Shadow or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
the
called.
Shadow where everything's sad.
Yep. Can't wait for Bryn to get his first glimpse of sunlight.
Yeah, looks at Brett and I'm just grinning the entire time. Like, yeah, one day.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me. And otherwise, if you have Bronn questions, reach out to Lawlman. And if you guys have like questions, general ideas of, just let me know. Hit me up. Hit Lawman up for some lore questions about Bronn specifically. Whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to next week, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Rock on. Hell yeah.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with chat. So I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Woo! Hi, guys. How y'all feeling? Y'all excited? Your chat. Yeah, that's right. That's you guys. How's everyone doing? Fantastic. Yeah, that was a good session 0. I felt really good about that. Session 0s to me, I feel is like, I think that's what I think that's what I want session 0s to be, is just that general conversation, that setup expectation, making sure the players are comfortable, happy with the answers that they have, and kind of give them a little sneak peek that gets both players and chat super fucking hyped about what is in store. So, Broad Session 1 will be happening next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST. Open for a 4-session campaign. Maybe we go a little longer. We shall see. 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a nice 4-session campaign, and we'll see how that goes. There it is. So what exactly is IO? That is such a terrific question. I'd like to direct you over to our YouTube channel. If this is your first ever IO campaign or session that you've ever had, head on over to the YouTube channel. I don't mean to dismiss any general question about IO. It's just I feel like it's really hard to explain what IO is when we have lots of content that explains it. One of the first videos in the YouTube, the World of IO YouTube channel, specifically in the front page, is the Welcome to World of IO. It's just the general World of IO announcement trailer that kind of goes into what IO is, what IO's history has been. But I suppose the best way to describe what IO is just imagine it as this moldable living world sandbox where players have very heavy influence over the world itself. In fact, a lot of this world and the events that are happening in it is from previous parties or previous offline parties that I used to run for. Hell, we have a Bronn campaign specifically because of the events of one player's actions. So I feel like this campaign is literally the bottom line of like what IO is. You know what I mean? Lots of great campaigns. Also recommend you head on over to our Discord. I have just found out that the Discord link that we currently had is sort of busted, and that's probably because also we have over 1,000 people here. Aha, what? Who raided? Gmart raided. That's fucking awesome. Have we just been sitting over 1,000 people? That's fucking whoa! That's super exciting. Holy shit! Did anyone else raid? I saw Gmart raided, which, by the way, thanks a lot, Gmart. I saw Gmart go like, "You stinky Bronn," or whatever. There. Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, welcome everybody. By welcome everybody, I mean thanks for being here. That's pretty fucking cool. That's really fucking cool for a Bronn game, man. Let's fucking go. I know, that's so cool. Anyway, sorry about that. I am editing something really quick. Yeah, head on over to our Discord, guys. Yeah, because apparently the World of IO link doesn't freaking work, but that's okay. So I think this Discord link should work, question mark. Yeah, we also have a Discord link at the bottom there. And yeah. Also, if you guys like to support the world of IO just in general, we have a fucking Patreon. Head on over to Patreon. Patreon.com/world of IO. This includes MP3s of the campaigns. It includes maps that I work on for the campaigns, as well as my general game master notes. Eventually, I'm going to be posting the mechanics for fishing, blacksmithing, alchemy, all the professions and things like that. Once I feel it is in a finished product state, you'll be seeing those over in the Patreon Game Master tier section. That's a $20 USD section. The maps are $10 USD. The MP3s are $5 USDs. And I'm telling you, the Patreon supports IO in such a way that, like I said before, we've got for the IO Direct for Phase 3 next year, I'm working with concept artists, logo artists. I'm trying to get a video game composer in as well, so we can really just hype up IO. If I played IO, I would have to mostly raise the professions that craft magic items and enchant weapons. I definitely want to try and get like professions as well working, and that's what we're trying to get done right there. So but yeah, man, so happy to see you guys there. Join our Discord, join there. If you guys are looking for a physical way, we have a merch shop, BrettUltimus.com. We've got a roleplay rack merch with shirt, prints, and pins. We've got a fighter. The wizard is coming out very, very fucking soon. So head on over to that, my friends. And yeah, just check that shit out, bro. Check all that shit out. Yeah, man. That missed stream? Yep, we are wrapping up right now, but you are free to watch the VOD. Okay. Man, you know what? That's it. I don't think there's anything else to sell, you guys. I'm looking around. Who's doing what? I'm gonna go ahead and take you over to our boy Strippin. Strippin's a big fan of Bronn, he said with a smile on his face, laughing his ass off. Go ahead and drop your BrettUltimus blankies over there. Strippin, of course, also part of the IO world, has had offline characters. His characters have also had history with Bronn in a way that you would fucking expect. Smiley face. So yeah, go ahead and give our buddy Sam some love. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST for Goblins of IO. Probably one of the last episodes of Goblins. So yeah, get to watching. It's going to be a good time. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow for Goblins of IO. Have a good time now. Bye-bye.